What's up? Monday, November 14th? 13th. Full cast and crew back for a football.
Gibbs on the date quick.
Yeah,
nice.
he's a date guy. He's like a sneaky date guy.
Every day?
No, literally, I just wished a friend a happy birthday.
Okay.
So it was one of those. Like, I just was like looking at it.
Monday birthdays suck. Smitty, Marty, Ev, myself, Nick Mangold, Chris Clemmer. Lot to unpack. Bunch of different teams. Kind of, you could make a case for it to be this top storyline. I think I know what I would start with in terms of the top storyline. I'm interested to actually see what everybody else would say. Smitty, if you had to pick, what's the top storyline coming out of yesterday?
I'm putting money on the Vikings winning the Super Bowl.
I have that at 1A. Marty, you?
Me?
Top storyline coming out of yesterday. Or top thing that should open the show.
The Jaguars suck.
Fair. Nobody said it yet.
I think I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
The Texans are real.
Fucking Texans.
Stroud's an
said that?
Stroud's an MVP candidate.
Really?
Candidate.
Well, no, I'm on the Lions bandwagon. Lions are good.
Oh, they're definitely
They're good too,
Lions
but
are real for sure.
But the Lions were supposed to be good. They were picked to win the division. The Texans kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, he's fucking good.
And the Chargers are designed to lose that game. The Bengals are not.
Right.
True.
I think Reeves wrote the blog, and it makes sense. Enough about the Rookie of the Year. He should be getting MVP votes.
Absolutely.
Now, you can make arguments with the numbers and all that and stuff, but like in terms of most valuable player, biggest impact. Like,
He's doing it with Noah Brown.
Hey,
Devin Singletary.
Tank Dell's legit.
I mean, he's a good wide receiver, but I mean, is he
know.
wide receiver one?
No, Stroud's
He's like a slot.
incredible.
Yeah. Like they are doing it, and I give credit to Mufasa. Just D'Amico Ryan's more than Stroud, to be honest with you. And Stroud's been incredible, absolutely incredible from top to bottom. Just imagine when they get actual talent.
when guys want to go there, and build around them. But
They
they
would
also
be in the playoffs right now. The season ended today.
as they should be. They didn't catch the Bengals on a down tick either. Like the Bengals
Bengals have been on fire.
were rolling, so that's where
In Cincinnati, I mean,
They're also like the Bengals scored their first drive like so easily. I was like, wow, they're rolling right now. And then they just went stagnant.
Wait, what about the division? How many games are they back in the division? A game?
Oh, game back of Jacksonville.
yeah, honestly, they're going to give Jaguars everything.
Forget the
they handle down
playoffs. They should be
stretch.
trying to win that
Good.
division.
Is D'Amico Ryan's like a legit is he one of the best coaches in the NFL, or are we not there yet?
He's got to be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he has to be. He has to be
And-
one. Him and Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
Who else would you put up there?
100%. I would agree.
And
yeah.
I'd give it to Ryans.
right now for sure.
Because that's what he's doing is way harder than what Campbell's doing.
But
Campbell's doing it with the Lions, though.
He's doing great. I'm just saying, like, he's got way more talent on that team to deal with than
Well, yeah, especially
look
with
at
a
the-
rookie quarterback.
the Texans. Even next 3 games, Cardinals, Jaguars, Broncos. Like,
Those are winnable.
one, they'll test how the division and the
That Jags game is going
Jags.
to. It's crazy how you look
And then-
early in the season. You wouldn't have thought that was even a big game. It's going to be a massive game.
Dude, then they have the Jets. Well, we know who that is. The Titans, the Browns, Titans, Colts. Like that
Titans
is
get the
not,
Vikings this week. I mean, the Texans get the Vikings this week.
No,
When did you say it was a big game?
the
2
Jaguars.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Jags, Texans.
Oh yes.
That's a
Massive,
very
massive,
It'll
winnable
be now a
schedule.
massive game.
massive game.
I mean, you see.
goes
I mean,
back to
they
our
could
argument
easily
last
win
week.
10 games.
Yeah,
Argument last week of the Bills versus the Texans.
still stupid, but he's good. I mean,
They're past.
We'll see what happens tonight with the Bills.
Yeah, we'll see tonight when he
Stroud
blows my
stocks
survivor pool. We'll see
Stroud
what
stocks
happens.
get more and more expensive.
But their
Yeah.
path is so much easier to get to the playoffs.
no, yeah, I'm still on the fight with me and him saying that he'd still just take Stroud over.
Oh,
Josh Allen right now.
But still, I mean, you look at that schedule from
It's
the Texans.
I'm not doing the argument again. He's great. I never said he's bad either. It's just Josh Allen has proven a lot more than in 10 games.
That's fair. He's had more time. That's fair.
I'm saying off
Give
of
Stroud 5 years.
Give him like give him like the rest of the season.
just off of this year, who's giving you a better chance to win? I think it's Stroud.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
no
it.
I mean,
based on just this year and just
no
this
question.
there's no question it's Stroud.
There's no for
I'm not
just
saying that
this
Stroud's
season,
a better quarterback, Marty. I'm
Just
just
this
saying
season, there's no argument you can
yes.
make for Josh Allen. Just this season. Obviously, the body of work,
Can't.
time.
So the interesting thing with the Texans,
Because there's no argument. There's
Yes,
nothing to
there
say.
is, dude.
For
It's
this
still
season, so
Josh.
give it to me. This season.
They have the same record.
No, they don't.
What's the?
They do. I'm sorry.
They do.
No, they do. You're right.
They do.
I'm sorry.
It's the same record.
Don't same record when the Bills are supposed
The
to
Bills
be
roster,
AFC East.
Doesn't matter
favorite.
though. That's just
The rosters around them don't matter.
How does that not matter?
No, that I'm not talking about the roster. I didn't say the roster. I was saying this. Listen, Josh Allen, you know what he has been capable of. You know what he has done. Stroud is still. He's doing great. Yes, they're 5-4. Amazing. Good for him. You have no idea what he would be able to do in the playoffs. No idea. You have no idea.
That's not what that's not the discussion.
Yes, it
was.
is because
Right,
that's
well,
part of
that's-
it is the discussion because that's part of what the season brings.
Well, it's a
Is what
different-
You'd rather this season make you more success.
But it was up until this point this
no,
season.
it's this
That's what-
entire
that's what
season
the
we're talking
argument
about.
was, though.
No, it's not. The argument's
what he
this
said.
season.
My original question was,
What are you talking about?
who would you roll in the playoffs? Yeah, obviously we don't have any basis of what Stroud has done,
So
but he is pretty exciting.
So you wouldn't take Josh Allen when you know what he's. I mean, he hasn't gotten over to the Super Bowl, but he's won some big games.
I think it could be debatable. Put it that way.
Okay, that's fine.
then the
we
other-
can finally agree.
The other part, the other part of it is the Texans are the belle of the ball right now. But what's the ceiling? Because we talked about it with the AFC. Running through those playoffs will give you potentially, if they don't win the division, 3 straight difficult games with quarterback matchups. You could be going against Lamar. You could be going against Tua, and then you could be going against Mahomes in 3 straight games. Like, that's murderer's row.
They might be hosting the Bills week 1.
That would be interesting.
That would be all time for this show. That was the scenario.
Honestly,
Bills
I'd
at Texans.
I would
the playoff
love.
game.
We
be
need
awesome.
that.
Bills at Texans.
We
That
need
would-
that.
Then what is
Yeah.
if you really had to put the Texans' ceiling of like place a bet when they get eliminated right now? Do you think they're just get into the playoffs and that's a good achievement, or could you really see them winning a game
No, I think
with the what?
I think they're get in.
That's
Just get in.
Well, if they get in, that'd be a massive,
100%.
But I don't think
100%.
I don't think they're going far.
It's a success. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'd say they're.
So that's where it
like-
gets a
like
little-
the ceiling, I'd say
yeah.
win a playoff game, probably like the ceiling
And where they that's beyond expectation, right?
for sure.
100%.
Before the season started, if they had won 7 games,
Yeah.
you'd be like, great job.
But just having C.J. Stroud as an established franchise quarterback, that's more important to make the playoffs this year.
Of course,
100%. But I'm just more. It's a great story. They're great. I think I hope they win the division. I think it'd be a nice changing of the guard. Be nice to see that place a home game. Especially be nice if they do get the Bills. But it's one of those kind of things. Great season, but we know the end outcome, right? Or does anybody actually see them as a true sleeper to make a run?
No.
I mean, we'll see what. Like I would say, as of now, it would be hard to say that just with how good the top of the AFC is.
Right.
But I mean, let's see what the end of the season brings. I mean, who knows?
By the way, Houston is.
Like you said, they just went to Cincinnati, beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
That's about as impressive a win as you can have.
The rest of
maybe the NFL right now, one of the top ones you can have.
the rest of the AFC is not necessarily ironclad. Jacksonville can look human. The Ravens can look human. The Bills can look human, and the Dolphins can all look human.
Skipped over that as a possible one
Who?
or a topic. Browns.
No one's talking about them. I don't know why.
I'm just saying that the only team that really has been at the top of the AFC has been the Chiefs, and I don't think they've even looked great offensively. But everybody else
I mean, they can
seems like they can get beat.
They can
Like
look human.
even
I mean, they just got washed by Denver. Like they can be beat.
Holmes is sick.
They're obviously,
They have
they're
games
obviously-
like that every year.
They're obviously great. I'm not saying they're great,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I think really anyone they're beatable. Still.
Houston, by the way, plus 105 to make the playoffs.
Could you see Houston as a Jaguars from last year?
Like winning that one game.
Yeah, like beating like
Well, that-
Chargers, giving someone a scare.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
Because
being
like
able
I
to win
just
the game
said,
down the-
at any point the Dolphins they don't always show up. The Bengals don't always show up. We just saw the Ravens. They don't
Texans
always.
don't always show up too, though. So like that's where like
They lost to the Panthers.
We gotta go. I understand they're on a
Yeah,
great
they
streak,
did.
but like
Yes, but
they're
we're
probably gonna get smoked by a good AFC team, in the
Faced like the Baltimore in Baltimore.
which is what they should be. Like good for them even
yeah.
getting there. But like we can't. I don't
definitely-
think they have any chance to make a run.
they definitely could get smoked. But those top teams at the AFC have also had their off days as well.
Yeah,
A bunch of different times.
if
So I'm
it's
just saying
Houston
it'd be an
at
interesting
Baltimore,
playoff.
Rico, that's like an 8.5 point spread.
Agreed.
I think it's.
I'd say like a touchdown, probably.
Just when we thought the Ravens were taking the next step, they lose to the Browns. You know what I mean? Like
Browns are good. I mean, yeah.
I think the Ravens.
Yeah, but that loss is the way they lost. It was pretty
rough.
bad.
the Dolphins
the
have been
Ravens are
highest of the
They
highs.
did that weird Ravens thing they do sometimes where
Exactly.
they get the big lead and then they just they get complacent. They've done it a few times the last couple of years. I don't know what's
I don't think he knows how to
the
coach.
play
them.
calling or they just for whatever reason defense lets up a little bit, start giving up some big plays.
But that always happens, like especially divisional games like that. It's always some weird shit happening.
No, the Browns are a solid, very solid team.
I think that's what we found in the NFC, though, is that it's a very good division, but everyone's beatable.
Yeah.
You look at every team, and you're like, and I would have said the Ravens seem to be the strongest of the teams before this weekend, but then losing to the Browns, you're
Am
like,
I
all right.
crazy that I still think they are? Like even though I
think
know
that's
that
crazy to say.
they shit the bed, but they still like weirdly. I don't know why they still dominated the game for some reason, and like they like. I don't get their offense sometimes just gets stagnant at one point, and I'm like, but they scored 31 points, so it's 30 points or whatever it was. Like, and their defense is obviously still good. I don't know. It was that was the weirdest game I've ever watched.
Division games are tough like that too.
They are.
It
Yeah,
was like you're gonna get their best shot. That was one of the weirder games.
it was
Browns
very
always
weird.
give them a
It
fight.
felt like they were, like you said, it just felt like the Ravens had the game completely in
I don't know,
control.
like I know the
And
Jets
then it was like you just looked up and they were losing.
against the Chargers where you're like they were playing better than them, but the
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but it was like they were still losing by a lot. It's like the Ravens. When I was watching, I was like, how was this game even close?
well, it really was. We think they had the crazy sequence where they score, and they get the crazy batted ball that gets like pick six, and all of a sudden it's tied just like that. When it was a 2-score game, like 4 minutes before that.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. I thought it was going to be different for the Ravens. Like they were on the uptick. They were the same thing we say. They don't slip and lose the game. They lose a game we didn't expect again. You know what I mean? Or blow. I thought the Ravens were cruising. They looked like the best team in the league.
They played down sometimes, but it's weird because the Browns to me they're not down. Like they didn't play it like we talked early in the year. They lost at home to the Colts. Like they do, and listen, like we said, long NFL season. Like you're gonna lose a game or two here and there. You're gonna lay eggs. Like good teams are gonna lay eggs. It happens. But just the way, it's just the ending sequence. Sometimes they have when they get these leads. Obviously they blew out the Lions with this great win. Who am I blanking? They just blew out Seahawks. They blew obviously great win. And I don't blame Marty. Like I can still see a lot of people looking at this team being like they are the team to beat in the AFC. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, I still think they are. Like obviously, everyone has a bad loss. It wasn't even it was a bad loss, but the Browns aren't bad. You know what I mean? Like
It was a pretty bad loss. The
No,
way
I'm saying
the way
was
it happened.
It is a bad loss the way it happened, but they're like, you say the Ravens lost to the Browns. It's not like holy shit.
No, but that's where history comes into play with me and the Ravens. They lost to the Colts early this year at home. Then they lost to the Browns at home. Like when they get to the playoffs, historically, I mean, there's a reason why Lamar Jackson only has one win. Granted, he didn't play in the playoffs last year, but they just seem to not be able to do it.
The Ravens have scored over 30 points the last 4 games. Their offense is clicking. I mean, that's a good. They have a tough test on Thursday though against the Bengals.
So when you look at this AFC playoff picture,
Wow, that's a huge game. Finally.
I know.
Finally a primetime game that actually
We had to sit through last week's shit to get to.
At Bengals.
It's at it's in
Always
in
at-
Baltimore.
it's
excuse
always-
me.
They always have a home game.
Yeah.
They play 17 home games. It's unbelievable.
The Bengals are playing 12 home
The
games.
Bengals week 2 when Burrow was still nursing the cat.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, man.
After the Bengals game, they have 3 road games in a row.
Well, that explains it.
when you look at the AFC playoff picture, it's fucking bizarre.
So many good teams.
Yeah, but are they though?
Yes, compared to the NFC,
All right, so who's the top wild card right now in the AFC? Does anybody know?
it's the Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh, the Steelers, like
They're maybe the most confusing team in the NFL.
3 wild cards in the AFC. The
good.
3 wild cards in the AFC are the Steelers, the Browns,
Covered against the Packers.
and the Texans.
Hasn't the Steelers gotten outgained in every game?
Yes,
Yes.
every single game.
Every game.
Crazy.
If the Bills win tonight, though, they'll leapfrog over the Texans. Though.
The crazy thing is too, though, they always
The rest of the league is a fucking mishmash.
when they're at home, they always have these 3-point spreads, and somehow in the fourth quarter they're never covering, and they always cover it.
And they always win by 4.
It's
never like 7.
It's been beautiful.
Like always.
That's been like at home. I just like bet the Steelers.
Yeah.
They lay 3 to whoever they play.
Yep.
I did the same thing yesterday.
I've been doing the
Like
same
to
thing.
like an inferior team.
Yes.
Like the Packers are not a good team.
Yep.
They like play sloppy, like they're down or they're like only up 1 or whatever, and then they find that drive with like 7 minutes left, kick the field goal or like score the
Beautiful.
touchdown to go up like just over 3 points, and
It's
the defense make you sweat a little bit. They let you drive down like inside their 20, and then they get an interception, they make a stop, and they win the game by 4 or 7 or
I
whatever.
feel like it's been like every game for like a month now.
It's every
been
game they
great.
played the last like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's like the Kenny Pickett era. They just like they struggle, and then he puts together a good drive in the fourth quarter, and they win the game, and they win by enough.
Great survivor pick if you didn't have Dallas. Or the Bills tonight.
I have the Bills tonight too.
Oh, that's got disaster written all over for
Let's go.
Survivor. I love it.
I got this.
If I make it through clock change, I lose on a Monday night. Tony Romo one year blew it for me. That was bad. So
Jordan Love, by the way, wasn't bad.
No, he played good yesterday.
He had some good.
He played
throws.
better than
One of
he
his
had
better
bad.
games.
I think that added a couple more games to his starting job.
Oh, I don't think he's going anywhere. Like at least this season.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
even next season, to be honest.
Really quick, it's been a hot topic of everybody talking about Belichick. I think that was the worst decision a coach has ever made, putting Bailey Zappi in with 2 minutes left in the game. I think it's irresponsible. I think you're a moron. I think anyone knows you sit on the bench for 4 quarters. You're not going to be very warmed up to go. Mac Jones played horrible. I get it. Bailey Zappi's not some fucking guy who's just going to come down and win you that game.
Well,
Mac Jones, at least, I know Mac Jones got down there. He made some horrible
that
mistakes.
last throw
Horrible.
was one
You
of
know
the
how
worst
hard
throws
it
I've
is
ever
To
seen.
come on the bench after
Listen,
not
no
playing
doubt,
all
no doubt,
game.
no doubt.
Like I just go with your guy. Play Bailey Zappi next game. I get it, but it's so stupid in my opinion.
I hear you. I don't think you're like totally out of bounds or anything. He played 58 minutes of football and didn't score a touchdown. They needed a touchdown.
Dukes, did you
So you're like, fuck it. Let's see if this guy give us a spark.
did you read Old Balls Thornton's blog on Mac Jones?
No, I didn't. I love his blog, so I'll definitely read it now.
It's the 3rd time this year Mac Jones has been benched.
Yeah, where do they go?
It's
from here?
it's
they're-
really
they're
just
Not even halfway.
They're thinking draft pick.
Yeah, it's halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Jones out.
I mean,
They're-
like,
they're gonna be
Belichick's-
bad enough draft pick.
Belichick's out. I've kind of come around to that. The thing that frustrates me the most,
They have
really,
enough power to get rid of him?
This team's so bad. This team's so bad overall. Like, I still don't think Mac is the problem, but I think he is a problem to the team. Like, the team's that bad.
That's fair.
But the people with Bailey Zappi is so bad. It really is. Like, there's no change there. Like, he's not going to save the season.
Yeah, that was really stupid of anyone saying Bailey Zappi would be a future Hall of Famer.
But that was such an indictment on what Belichick thinks about
Mac, yeah,
Jones.
it's like it's so
Just God,
unsalvageable.
throw him out there.
It's an unsalvageable relationship. I mean,
But to bench him on the last drive.
I know. Yeah, I mean that.
It's
Like,
like, just let him.
I've put it perfectly. It was legitimately one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
I mean, because he was wide open. He had him over the top.
Crazy.
And you almost had a pick in the end zone previously.
That was a true head scratching throw.
Because
What happened?
he pussyfoots it like off that back foot, and it's just like, what are?
But it was
you,
like he left it like he left it like he left like a 20-yard throw 10 yards short.
he pussyfoots it. I don't know if it's like a lack of trust in his offensive line or what, but he always throws off that back foot, and it never ever ends up well.
As gamblers, though, we should all just hopefully put everybody in Germany, London, whatever you want. So
Oh,
we
it's
can take
wonderful.
The under.
Oh, the unders are
like-
free
Every time.
money. They're
It's
free-
like
literally free
it's not
money.
even a question.
No.
And there was 10 points in the first quarter.
I know.
The final was 10
They
to
both
6.
scored on their first.
They didn't
drive.
score again to the 4th.
I like some kind of alternate universe where we put 2 bad teams out there, and if you win, you get to come
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And if you lose, you gotta stay.
Yes.
Stay
Exile Island.
He's talking straight deportation.
And if you lose 3 games, it
Within the
goes.
schedule, all right?
You're starting to go further from the country. You're in Argentina at one point. Like you're
Yes.
going really far.
further and further
Yeah.
and further away. Yeah.
So
Where
you're-
do you go?
So you're playing the Uganda team.
Yeah. So where do the Patriots go from here in terms of like who's the next guy, and also should the next guy, like this whole Patriots culture and the winning, like at this point should they just completely restart?
I want to
There
actually
is no
ask a
Patriots.
question.
Dan was
I know, that's
absolutely
the-
right.
that's
Dan was right. There's no Patriots culture. It's just Tom Brady was good at football.
Let me ask you a question though, because it is very.
The Patriots were
hard to
bad
get quarterback.
before that. It was a period of time of like 20 years that
Yes.
they were really good.
And Tom Brady was there.
Tom Brady,
And that's it.
They had the best
So, like,
quarterback of all time for
they
20
shouldn't
years.
act like they're like Super Bowl royalty. They obviously
Well,
won a
though.
lot of rings. They won a lot of rings in that, but I'm saying like a storied franchise of being good year in and year out for decades and decades, like the Steelers. Like that's just not true. Like the Cowboys, the 49ers. Like it's just not true. The Patriots were really bad before
But-
them. They're gonna be really bad
Would
after
you rather
them.
be the Patriots or the Steelers?
Right now?
No, like as if like a franchise.
Overall,
As a
Patriots.
I'm saying where it's like
Steelers.
really.
Yeah,
I feel like the whole
entirety of
whole
their-
brand.
Dude, I don't
still
know.
have the
Patriots
Thanksgiving.
won. Patriots just won 6 rings
You
in
guys are
15 years.
you guys are poo pooing the six Super Bowls.
Steelers have 5, right? Like it's not like the Steelers have had like a
6.
yeah, but the Steelers have
longevity of it.
Steelers have had a
Steel-
longer run. Are we talking about the
one of those
whole
teams.
franchise?
Steelers have 6 as well.
You wake up in the morning.
4 of them were in the
Steelers have 6 too.
Carter administration.
Forward
That's
Bradshaw,
also true.
Yeah.
for Bradshaw, and then Cower and Tomlin.
Yeah.
Yes, they have 6. Yeah. Oh, then it's not.
That's
then,
also
sorry, it's a slam dunk
long,
then.
long time ago, but still.
That's
like,
what you. That's not.
What?
You said the whole
Why
franchise
do you get so upset?
because you changed the.
Yeah, but they're
you
never
changed
been-
Anything.
the
I'm just
goalpost.
saying.
I think-
That's
I
not
think-
changing.
I think
I'm
you
saying
need to
one's longer ago.
I think
one
you.
is not.
I think you didn't appreciate you didn't count. They didn't like the 70s, but
Yeah, I mean it's
They won the
so,
70s.
something that's very long ago where the Super Bowl.
Steelers are
says-
never-
There was no salary cap.
Would you rather have Would you rather have consistency over Clemmer's entire lifetime, or would you rather win a whole bunch in like 10 years and never again? Because that's you might be going back to your
that's-
relevancy, Dukes.
Yes.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the point
I
I'm
think-
making.
I
They were
think-
never good before that.
I truly think it's either going to be like Gerard Mayo or Vrabel.
What about giving Bill O'Brien another shot? Because he wasn't bad for Houston.
He's doing a great job this year.
it wasn't terrible.
I was saying this at last night on the stream. It's like the only. I don't know.
I don't think they go with Bill O'Brien.
I don't think they do. I think it's Vrabel.
But why would you go about? I mean, obviously Kraft might be leaning.
He
this
loves
way,
Vrabel.
but
He loves Josh McDaniels.
yeah, would you just go with run out the clock of your life with the Belichick retread, or would you want to blow it up and try something new?
Is this how Belichick goes out, though? I know he's probably gone.
No, but that's what I wanted to talk about
So
because
he-
Belichick. Think about this: he's won 6 Super Bowls. I don't care if Tom Brady's on. It's still you're still the coach of the team. He made the playoffs 2 years ago, right?
with nothing.
With nothing, and I get it. I'm not. even,
Good
a
de-
defense.
really good
A
defense.
yeah, but still, you made the playoffs. No matter
Nothing
what.
on offense.
You did, and they suck right.
A guy who's going to be out of the league in 2 years.
They suck right now.
Be a backup.
Is it? I think it's almost insane that he'll just be gone after this year. I feel like when you get at this
72
point,
years old, isn't he?
look at Greg Popovich was one of the best. They won so many because of Tim Duncan. They won because of their players. They have sucked for the past couple of years for so long, but no one says word because you've won. You've done what you've done. 6 Super Bowls is fucking insane.
You don't think
and
he
now
has-
just kick him out?
You don't think he has life to him? There's a difference between 72 years old, like my grandfather suffered from alcoholism. You take away his car keys and he just dies the next week. And Bill Belichick, who is going shirtless on one night stands out, living the dream.
You still got it.
He still got it.
What I'm saying, I think it's crazy that how
the
many
game
people
can
are
pass you
like
by.
fire him right now. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
but
That's
you
what I was gonna
still
say. I think-
got
But
it.
if he has life, if Bill Belichick wants to coach, he's going to be coaching someone.
The problem is Bill Belichick has baggage. If you take Bill Belichick, then he's going to demand to be the GM, and he's a terrible GM. You're not just getting Belichick to coach. You're getting all this other bullshit.
to be honest,
Belichick was a bad GM for like 4 years.
True.
to be honest,
Like we're just like 25 years bad GM.
But was he? Has he?
I don't know.
You're 2 and
Was he
8.
the GM in 2003?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the GM in 2003.
I mean those
I'm saying, like,
those
wasn't,
defenses were unbelievable.
They were.
What was the guy?
It was
Scott Pioli was the.
Yes.
Well, he,
not Pioli, but
he was.
Belichick was in charge of all player
I
personnel.
was, but
Pioli worked.
Pioli was like.
Wouldn't
the
you have liked to
drafting
see
guys.
him actually draft in the first and second round instead of trading back over and over and over
It
again?
was also
when
like
he-
he had
when
Nick
he-
Caserio. Like this isn't like a new thing.
I mean, when he drafts in the first, he's drafted horribly in the first round too.
Tomlin.
But his thing was this: like
Drafted horribly everywhere.
They're at 36. He trades back to 42 and 48.
No, but
And then he
I- no,
trades
but-
48 for 54
no,
and 62. It's
But,
like-
but it's easy. The reason that he was doing that, they were coming off like AFC Championship runs,
Right.
Super Bowl
Let me
runs.
ask you a question though.
It's way
Tomlin.
different when you're drafting 15th, and next year they're gonna be drafting like top 5 probably.
Tomlin's one of the best coaches. He's a great coach, right? He's won 1 Super Bowl
Correct.
and just been 500
I never had a losing season
since like what,
almost
2000.
what are we talking 15, 20 years?
yeah,
I mean, not that many.
17 years as coach.
Yeah, 15.
no, he's not a 500 coach though.
No, he said he's
Tomlin?
Never, no,
never been below
they've
500.
never went
Never
below
went under
500.
500.
Yeah, he's never. Yes, yeah.
Great, but he's won 1 Super Bowl. We're talking about a guy who's won 6 Super Bowls, and he's having a bad year right now.
He won 6 with.
I think he's had a bad.
But it's just
3
like
years, though.
There's an
I
asterisk.
still think even that playoff team.
And also, there's bad, but it's like he's like look like they're a disaster.
But what do you have to do to just let you listen? You can retire when you retire. This guy's won 6 Super Bowls.
By the way, Tomlin and Belichick's career winning percentage is not that different. Tomlin 637, Belichick 652.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not saying like Tomlin should still be like he's a great coach. I'm just saying, I think it's insane just to kick the guy to the curb after.
He's terrible without Tom Brady.
You got to stop saying that. He's,
Okay,
any coach is going to be bad without good quarterbacks.
That's not
if
true.
you have a top 15
I mean, it's just not
quarterback,
true.
you're going to be good.
That's fine. It's just not true.
Yeah, yes, it fucking is. You need a good quarterback to be good in the NFL. If you have a top 15 quarterback, you're going to
You
have
keep
a good
saying
record.
top 15.
Top 15, yes.
So
top
we've
half
had
of the league,
non-top
Clemmer.
15 guys.
I know that's tough to understand
You're
as a
just
Jets
gonna
fan,
yell.
but yes, a
We're not
top
gonna
15
discuss it.
quarterback.
I'm sorry Bill Belichick's bad without Tom Brady. I'm sorry, it's a fact.
Plumber, you're bringing up winning percentage. Belichick has coached like 200 more games.
That's fine. I said winning percentage because
That's
it's a metric that you use because both guys have coached for 17 plus years, Phil.
That's still a huge difference.
10 seasons.
They're both big sample sizes, though.
200 games is 10 more seasons, no?
But I mean,
Doing the
but
math
we're
right?
Winning
we're acting
percentage. I didn't go by total
Yeah, but
wins.
don't act like that's like acting like Tomlin's coach like 2 years. He's 20, it's 17 and like 30 or whatever it is. Still, Tomlin's got quite a big sample size on him.
Yeah, not like the guy's been 3 years in the league. That's a pretty fair debate. Now, like I said, Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, 81 and 96.
Name the quarterbacks. Name the quarterbacks. Name the quarterbacks that he's played with.
You keep.
No, Clemmer, name them.
You won't let me because you keep talking, you stupid
them!
fuck! You have Vinny Testaverde in there. You have Drew Bledsoe in there. You have Cam Newton in there. You have Matt Castle in there. You have Mac Jones, who you said a number of times
Yes.
on this program, Dukes, that Mac Jones is a very good quarterback. That's all you said.
Yeah, and he was a top 15 quarterback his rookie year, and they made the playoffs.
No, you told me before this season he was a very good quarterback.
You want me to say I'm wrong? I know this is hard for you to understand because you never could say this, but I'm wrong.
I say I'm wrong all the time. One thing I'm not wrong about is he's 81 and 96 without Tom Brady.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry the Patriots stole Bill Belichick from you. If you can sleep at night I can sleep at night knowing that he was my coach for 25 years. I'm okay.
Well said.
You want to hear my father's analogy that I'm pretty sure doesn't make any sense? Good analogy is Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. Greatest for a longer period of time versus greatest for a shorter time. Wasn't Tiger just great all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't just Tiger just
I
better?
still like
His
that,
peak
though.
was higher. He just burned out a little faster.
Yeah, maybe.
I get your point, Marty, but that's the
I just think it's
that's
crazy
that's the
Take
question
him
I'm
out.
asking. That's the difficulty. Yes, he's a legend. How do you get rid of a legend? But he sucks. So I don't know what the right answer is, but I do know that it's coming to a head soon.
Here's the problem: the Patriots fans of recent have high expectations,
Yes.
right? And without Tom Brady, those expectations aren't real, because as we've seen, Tom can win a Super Bowl somewhere else. Bill has yet to prove that he can win without Tom. So they're now demanding excellence, and now it's like, all right, well, Bill's not giving us excellence. We got to go find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is short-sighted in their own minds, but that's because they had a short-sighted,
Short-term crazy
success.
Yeah.
Where like you look at like the Steelers, who are long-term success, like all right, we're gonna ride with the guy even though he only has one Super Bowl win,
Yeah.
but we're winning and we're winning
and
culture.
no matter who the quarterback. Well, I mean, he had Rob Smith for a long time, but like Kenny Pickett's come in and kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and they're still winning. I mean,
Yeah.
they stink, but they're still winning.
I don't know
Like that's where it gets
I don't know
difficult.
how.
You ask any Patriots fan under 35, like what should you do? Well, it's like how could we not win? Like we're the best friend. You ask anybody over 55, they're like, "Yo, we sucked forever." Like, let Belichick ride it out because, like, I'm just happy with that
Dude's
gap
going
of
crazy
back
They saw them suck before that, and they'll probably see him suck after. They're
And they'll
just happy.
see when they plug in a new coach, it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
Because that's
Because they
where.
don't-
So you might as well just let him just fucking ride it out until he wants. It,
Yeah,
it
no,
sucks.
I don't think they're gonna fire him.
Really?
I would be.
Well, they wouldn't fire him. They would trade him to another team.
Well, that's basically like I'm just saying. No matter what they do of getting him off the team, I think is crazy. I know it sucks. Like when you are old and it's passed you by.
So you think it's just a ride with
Wait,
him, even though the
have
team's
to.
going to be bad?
I think
They're in a weird spot.
It's
They're in a weird spot.
It's a unique. It's a very unique situation because I agree with. I almost kind of agree with both sides because it's like you can't just throw this guy in the trash, but at the same time they're a disaster. The problem is in my head I was like, you know what? Maybe like a guy like that, you give him one more year, and if it's like another disaster like this. But at the same time, like, I don't see really where they clean this up in a year.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster.
Their roster is
Yeah.
bad.
Awful.
Is bad. I don't, like,
But that's always the belief. There's always the
Bill,
belief he could turn the next year
But
into
if you
a good
go,
year.
because
Yeah.
I think at this point, like, clearly Mac is not the guy. In this point, if you're going with Bill, like, do you want to draft a new? Do you want? They're going to be in the top 5 probably. Do you want to draft like one of these like potential franchise quarterbacks with Bill, and then you're basically, if you do that, Bill's going to coach for a while longer. Like, you're going to ride out the coach with the new quarterback. I would think.
I would think so.
I would
too.
think so, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I would think they would do that, but
I mean, they still have the best owner in sports. I mean,
sure,
Robert
but-
Kraft is the best owner in
for
sports.
sure. But also, do you think on some level, I asked Nick this too specifically, do you think at some point maybe like this generation of players, is he maybe like the game not passing by in X's and O's, maybe passing by in like relationship to players? The kids are like, you don't have Tom Brady there, almost be like a liaison of like, I think I would hear a lot about is he could coach everyone so hard because he coached Tom hard. And if you coach the GOAT hard, you can coach anybody hard, and anyone has to respect that. Now, he's gone. He's been gone now a few years. A lot of that culture, this like the Patriots culture, is just gone. It's pretty much just Bill and a bunch of new players. Like, where do you think that lies in terms of like the successor?
No, I think that is a big part of it. Like, Bill's 72 years old, and you got guys coming in at 22, doing TikTok dances, and Bill has no idea what they're talking about. Like, I feel like that disconnect is there. And, like what we were talking about, like, he was able to coach everyone as hard as he could because he could coach Tom that way. And Tom accepted that coaching and made it acceptable for the team, being like, listen, I want to be precise. Like, you have to be precise. And so without having someone who can be precise, like if Tom's yelling at or if Bill's yelling at Tom, like, you have to throw this ball for the 5-yard out right here. And then that wide receiver isn't right where he is, but Tom can put it right there. Then he's got a leg to stand on. When you have a quarterback, you're like, all right, I need you to throw that ball right here. And if the receiver isn't right there, then it doesn't work. But now you don't have the quarterback who can do that. Like, now you're like, all right, well, now we're all getting yelled at, and this sucks.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's amazing when you have the greatest NFL player of all time at your disposal and are able to coach him
And do whatever you want.
and do whatever you want. That is beneficial.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
is
isn't
very nice.
That is quite nice.
comparison is really Popovich? No, like there's no.
I actually equate it more towards Boeheim. At the end of Boeheim's tenure, it was a disaster. But he had them like by the balls, where it's kind of like
And then he wrote it out for a really long
yes.
time.
I
Way
mean, shit,
longer.
he said he was going to retire in the 5-year thing. That was in 2013.
after he killed the guy. Yeah.
I remember where it was when he said it, and then you were like 5 years passing. You're like
Standing
he did
ovation.
He did another 5. Can you believe that?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
He did another 5
because
from when he said he was done.
one, and I know it's harder.
2003 on a
no, it's
lucky
harder
run,
there,
on one
but
of the
They
lucky
would
runs.
make those tournament runs. That would keep.
I know. Yes, I know.
But then
Weirdly,
we
just
say
was like
about
good in the.
And that's where I think
playoffs
it's a
2 years ago, and it's like now we're just throwing that out. Where it's like, I get it. That's just what happens with the legend coach. You have to just let him.
That's
go
where I
until-
think it
mean-
rides out with like Belichick, because it's like, how could you not believe in Belichick in a top 5 quarterback? Like, all right, we got to let him ride it out. And then after the first year, if it's like shaky or he makes the playoffs or it's like on the cusp of the playoffs, it's like when he gets back in that year-end meeting, it's like, imagine what I could do if I had like this kid as in his second year. And he's just always kind of selling the development,
I will say he'll get fired if he doesn't put a punt returner back there next time, though.
That was tough.
'Cause that was a 75-yard punt.
It's crazy because if Tom Brady doesn't win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, he's probably safe for life in New England. Belichick.
Yeah, that did hurt him
Facts.
a lot.
It really hurt him.
Which is, I don't think it's talked about enough that Tom Brady won that Super Bowl. I don't think it's talked.
not
I think
at
it should
all.
be talked about way more. But now let me ask you this: what if the Patriots asked Tom Brady to coach?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I don't think that's.
I don't think.
I think he'd be an idiot too. He'd be a moron too.
Well, he wouldn't. I don't think he. I don't think he has that drive up here to be a coach, which is insane to say because he's one of the most driven QBs of all time.
It's just
Coaching is a
not-
completely different animal.
It's only a lose-lose situation for him.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
He shouldn't coach ever.
ever. He should never do
He
a
should just
single
basically
thing.
go down as like the greatest American athlete of all time, essentially.
He should
So
actually
him and like Michael Jordan, literally.
sit
once,
home
like
and
one,
do
two.
nothing.
Yes, he should. I think he should stay completely away from the game. Like, don't do announcing.
Yes, he
Don't
should.
do it. Don't do any like.
Show up once in a while.
He's a huge deal with Fox.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't know if
He
they'll
keeps
ever-
pushing it off though.
I don't know if
Because
they'll ever do it.
he's realizing what's the point?
That was
Jordan's
Jordan's
being like dad for the full-time dad for the first time.
That was Jordan's fault, if you ask me, was being the GM, was getting back into the game. He should have been the mythical type thing, you know?
Yeah, I
The-
guess.
He still is an owner, right?
I feel like most
It
times
hurt
the
his-
best
He just sold. He
players-
made a shitload of money.
It hurt his legacy because it put like a
honestly don't
nick
think so.
on a Ferrari.
I feel like
Like,
no one
ultimately, it didn't
cares
really
about-
do much, but he was pretty bad.
I know he was definitely bad. As
He
a
tried,
GM.
put it that way. He was so bad, he tried to turn the Nick into a fucking full-on total. Like, he was horrible as an owner.
Well, look at guys like, I mean, Larry Bird didn't win one, but he was a pretty successful coach
Yeah.
for the Pacers, but nobody remembers that.
Well, I was gonna say like
Nobody's
most.
gonna
I mean, like most like great players usually don't turn out to be like good.
Well,
coaches.
that's why,
Oh, they
yeah,
don't.
like,
In any sport.
in terms of, like,
Those are the
basketball,
best teams.
Who's the
Joe
best
Torre
one?
won MVP.
in terms of
Oh
basketball
no, but like, I'm talking like the
life,
greatest greats, like
Who's the best
Wayne
player
Gretzky.
that came in coach?
uh,
That was a successful coach.
successful one. It might
As
be
a-
Bird. Because
Well, Bird
Wayne
never won
Gretzky
one.
was not great.
Joe Torre won MVP.
Joe Torre's not in the Hall of Fame as a player though, Smitty. We're talking about the great,
One of the great
we're talking about the
greats.
great. Ryan Sandberg wasn't a very good manager.
I don't think you
awful.
can.
Uh,
I think
He
you
was
have to
fucking
be.
a disgrace.
I think you have to be
Ted
good.
Williams had one good year as manager and then fell apart.
I think you have to be good or above average and turn into a legend. In terms of total basketball like life, who's got the most successful scape of things? It's Steve Kerr. He's on those Bulls teams, contributed, was an above average player.
was he Phil
good?
Jackson.
He was a role player.
He was. He
No,
wasn't
no.
good. He
Like,
wasn't
I don't
great,
think
no.
he was like.
He was a role
He's
player.
not like wasn't like a star player.
Role
I
player.
never
role
said
player.
he was a stole
Well,
player.
we're
But that's
talking
the
about.
point
We're
we're
talking
saying.
about.
I'm saying I don't think there is, and then I transition.
What about
got you.
What
That.
about
just that?
what about Jason Kidd?
No, he's faking,
was
dropping water and shit.
Kind of a star player.
Ditka, you could put in there.
How about Phil
Ditka was like
Jackson?
one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Phil Jackson wasn't like he wasn't like the big
He was a
name
role
on the
player
Knicks,
too.
Couldn't
Yeah.
score, yeah.
but he, you know,
Like a starting role player.
Yeah.
I think
Dick is
I
actually
don't
not
think
horrible.
your
Rod Brindamore.
all-star players make good coaches. Because I don't think they don't coach, and then B, if they do, it just kind of burns out a little bit. Because I feel like they have. I think the all-star players, especially like you look at a guy like Tom, like I know I can do this better than you can, so I can't coach you on
Well,
it.
that's
That's what I was gonna. There's a level of expectation that like RIP for example, someone like with intensity like a Kobe. Like, imagine him nobody can match his intensity, his like just all these attributes he has. Like there's a level of that I think they almost can't relate to the player. It's like you said, they're just so above them, like skill wise.
that was Jordan on the Wizards.
there
Even.
was a story about
Trouble there.
Ryan Sandberg was yelling at the Philly second baseman. I think it was Wilson Valdez at the time. He's like, "Yeah, you know, just do what you're doing, but just do it like faster. Just do it faster." He's like, "Look at me, I can do it." And Valdez is like, "Dude, you're a Hall of Famer. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
Yeah,
fucking
that's
do this."
that is not a coach. Like, look, I could do it. It's like, well, I can't do that, coach, because you're really good.
And that's why he left the Phillies midseason like
No,
a
I think
coward.
even more so, star players can't put themselves in those shoes because they don't know the skill of that, but also they haven't been in those positions. Like the guy trying to make just the special teams, Brady will look at that and be like, "What the fuck do you mean make the special?" Like I know he knows what it means, but he don't know what that means to live.
You know what
and
it
die.
feels like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why maybe
He was
maybe
a 6th-round pick.
Actually, fair enough. That's good.
sat the bench,
But
bench.
he
for-
don't know.
sat the bench for.
I think that feeling is. He
but
doesn't
yeah.
remember where he came from.
Sat the
but
bench
he
for
is-
what?
I don't think
year and then came right
the
in.
quarterback making the team feeling is equatable regardless to the grunt trying to make the special teams in the
Yeah.
practice squad. That's different in football.
That's why a guy like Kerr works because it's like, coach, what do I do? Like, how can I contribute? Like, he can show you what a role player is supposed to do. He's
But
been
it's
there.
also a role
and you go
player-
4 games in a row without getting some minutes, and then you lean on him to play. It's like, hey, you didn't play me for 4 minutes. Now you're playing me. It's like, yeah, well, you always have to be ready. The matchups go your way. Like, equating all those, like, little lessons. You know what I mean? Almost like the little lesson books.
How many starting quarterbacks even are coaches? Like I know Doug Peterson was a backup. Frank Reich was a backup.
Harbaugh was a backup.
Harbaugh was,
Oh, Harbaugh was a
Oh,
starter.
he was Captain Comeback.
Harbaugh was a starter.
Yeah.
And am I thinking of John then? Or Jim?
Jim was the player.
Jim was the player. John never really played.
Yeah, no. Jim was a starter for
Colts.
a decent amount of time, right?
Had Marcher Brody's guy.
Kevin O'Connell backup.
Another backup. Yeah. It's funny how you don't see many.
Because think about role players are.
Because they
like,
got the mind.
Yeah.
Their
It's
body just
also-
can't reach. the
But you know who
level.
was a star? Maybe not a Hall of Famer, or a star in the league. D'Amico Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a very good player.
Yeah.
True.
But the role players think
Then
about
you
it
have
as a
Mike
coach.
Singletary like mooning players at halftime.
When you're
That's all fair.
when you're a role player, you rely on other players. Like that's why I think they're also good at hiring other coaches. Like they don't pick it all on themselves. It's like when you're a star player, it's all on you, and they just take it. I think they almost don't even understand like you need to be specialized in different areas as a coaches where these role players are like, all right, I need a good offensive coordinator, a defensive, whatever. But back on track real fast, the Jaguars are a fraud, right?
Yeah, that's an
Or are the Niners that good?
I think the Jaguars are frauds.
Or is it more Trevor Lawrence?
I think it's both, to be honest. I think the 49ers obviously, Brock Purdy feels a lot more comfortable when Trent Williams and fucking Debo's back. Like, Debo is he's the X factor of that team. That opens up Ayuk, that opens up Kittle, that opens up opens up everybody. The funniest thing about this game, though, they basically treated Christian McCaffrey like a Make-A-Wish kid at the end of the game.
Yeah, they did.
It was like, just throw the ball to him, get him in. It's like, dude, everyone's out. Kittle's out. Ayuk's out. Debo's out.
Purdy was out. Darnold.
Like, it's like, let's get it. Darnold throwing him the ball at the end, like the last one.
They literally just dropped like a fade. Like, just throw him a fade.
It was
one last shot.
insane. I was like, what do we do? It was 34-3 at this point. It was like, I thought
What do you
do?
do if Christian McCaffrey comes up to you and says, I want to do this record? I want this record. You do it?
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
it.
you do it.
Yeah.
That's the only scenario in
Honestly,
which you do it.
I'm surprised
Actually,
the defense, I
you
thought,
could
was
tell
just
him
let him in.
no. I think you could tell him no. The right coach can tell him, like,
Yeah.
we need you to win the Super Bowl, not fucking break a touchdown.
But it was at the 1, in fairness, like, or the 2. So, like, it wasn't like he's going to get you could get hurt from the 2, but I'm just saying, like.
He had also carried before that, though, too, though. They were giving him carries to get down.
Oh, I know, yeah. But I think the defense knew what they
I think
were trying to do.
a coach that, like, really has the respect can be like, listen, like, sit this one out.
Yeah, but I mean,
But then you also, that's.
as a running back, like you have the opportunity to do that.
Why ruin your
would be-
relationship with these?
You would be asking for it.
You think that? I don't think that would ruin that.
I think it's like, why the fuck?
He had to have been like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, how does
I
that
would think so. I guess.
How does that translate if you're on the sideline and you hear that? Like, yes, it is a blowout. Yes, he deserves to try to keep the record going. But does
It was
anybody
to set the record by himself.
right? Does anybody on the sideline voice up a little bit? A guy like you be like, "Hey, we need you to win a Super Bowl." To Ev's point, we need you to win a Super Bowl.
I don't think there's a player that's going to be like, oh, I don't want you to have an NFL record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
But quietly, do they worry a little bit about his motives? Maybe.
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
I think this is.
If you're
sounds
good,
like-
if you're good and cool enough in the locker room,
Yeah.
which he apparently probably is,
Yeah.
like, I
You
don't
want
think
him to
people-
get his
You also, like, the whole team's like rallying around him. Like, that was kind of a rallying around moment. You saw
was
everyone on the sidelines getting excited.
Everyone
playing-
seemed to want him to do
Just
it.
playing devil's advocate.
No, I know.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good question,
I
yeah.
just think that, like, this specifically, like, if it was that was to go into the game, like, to tie the game, and they were only giving him the ball, yes, I think, like, that'd be
Spread
a
the ball around
problem.
and
But when it's
score.
34-3, it's literally like, hey, let's get this guy a touchdown.
Yeah, because you've seen coaches do it for like guys that have incentives at the
Yeah.
end of the year. You
Yes.
But see, to me, that would make more like a guy like obviously McCaffrey does very well for himself, but like a guy where like that like $250,000 bonus, whatever it is, like means a lot. That makes more sense to me. Like I don't think it makes total no sense. I was just thinking about a guy like how valuable McCaffrey is to that team, and how like he's been injury prone. Like just shit happens. Running backs take a lot of damage.
I don't think that happens enough, at least not publicly. Does that happen behind the scenes a lot, Nick? For like maybe not a low level, but somebody going for a $100,000 bonus.
incentives.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of guys like coaches sitting guys that have like a sack bonus that are like 1 or 2 away, and it's
Well, those stories are public, and then like it gets out.
yeah.
But like, does it go the other way where coaches are like helping players out?
Oh
like,
yeah,
on
definitely.
purpose?
I
Okay.
mean, coaches know, and they're like, and especially if you have a coach who is tight with a guy or something and knows, like, all right, you have, if it's something absurd, like, all right, he needs another 300 yards to get this. It's not going to make sense, but like, all right, he needs 5 receptions. Like, we're going to get him.
See, now that's awesome. But the opposite, where you're sitting guys when they have sacks, that's coming from upstairs.
Wait,
That's
what
not
do you
coming
mean
from
the
head
sitting the
coach.
sacks guy?
Where
Sacks allowed as an offensive lineman?
no, it's like a defensive end. He's got like if he gets to 10 sacks, he
GM's gonna make the call down
gets
to the head
$500,000.
coach.
GM calls down and is like, hey,
Oh
We ain't
shit!
paying him
That
that.
happens in baseball too.
him that.
They'll sit if a guy does 160 innings, he vests for next year. They'll sit him.
Right? No.
That's kind of
They actually-
bullshit. You
they
get no
actually-
incentives, right?
what's that?
Like you, offensive lineman.
What do you get?
You get
Pancake
nothing.
bonus?
Weight bonus.
What?
I had to come in underweight and I got a bonus.
Did you hit it?
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome. And then you just gain it right back.
All you gotta do is step on the scale.
Daniel Hunter, I'm pretty sure hit a $1 million bonus.
Yeah.
They said.
I had
like
off-season
11 sacks or
workout
something.
bonus. So as long as I made like 80% of the workouts in the off season, I got a bonus.
Show up.
Just show up.
So you would make 80% on the dot.
Oh no, I was.
You go.
That's an
This is a
amazing.
professional.
That's great.
Turned out all right.
Brickashaw Ferguson, my fellow first rounder, had it was the lockout year, and this is the only reason I know because it was publicized. The lockout year in 2011, he had his workout bonus $750,000 just to show up.
Just to show up.
But we were locked
Workout.
out, so we couldn't do it. So then when we did re-sign, they ended up paying the workout bonuses without even having to show up.
Oh, so you got a free $750,000.
Yeah,
Just wow, good for him.
good for
That
him.
kind of shows the ownership that aren't like total scumbags.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like they could have tried. I feel
It
like
also helps you is
they
really.
could have loopholed that somehow if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean they did lock us out from working, so
Yeah.
it was kind of a
They also did.
Fair, I guess.
It was in the off season, and the owners furloughed all their employees during that time period when no expenses would have been changed. So in the season, you're losing concessions, tickets, merch, the TV, this,
Parking,
that.
yeah.
All that stuff you're losing that money. In March and April, you would have had to pay it anyway. They decide, how can we save some money? They furlough their guys. So goes to tell you. I don't know if they did it across that. I do know they did it in Florham Park.
that the wild.
I also know that their sales team's a little fucking shady when it comes to nickels.
I was waiting.
over in that fucking.
I was waiting for
in
that.
that office. So
The wild part of
they'll
the
fucking cut you
lockout
for $1.
was it started in the new league year in March, right, and ran through August. We don't get paid as NFL players through that time. However, guys were still taking out loans at a high interest rate in like June. What are we doing? It was the most amazing, like, absurdity thing I've ever seen. Like watching, and you could see the owners were fine. They were like, yeah, we're not paying these guys anyways. Like we don't have to pay them until September. But now, like, they're already taking loans out. Like, we'll get whatever we want.
Is that still the case? You get paid over.
They've changed that, right? I think hasn't it been spread out more? I actually saw that. I think like this season, someone mentioned something
They've
about
talked about it. I was always a big proponent of pushing it for the full year. I think they did it now 2-week game checks instead of week to week.
That's every year. Something that was split like
It's still
half or
it's
something.
only during the season.
Okay, I thought someone is like maybe it was more like more. It was a little more than the year. I thought maybe I was misread it or
No,
something.
I don't. I think they went to 2 games to try to space it out a little bit more. But yeah, when I was playing, it was every week you got a game check, and that was it. And so then
Baseball
It's
doesn't.
tough to only get paid September through like January.
That's how baseball is too. You're only paid in the regular season. You're paid twice a month. The 15th, the 1st and 15th.
I guess it makes sense though, because you're under contract, but you're only working in that time frame. So I see both sides of it.
yeah, but it gives guys like especially young guys.
Oh yeah, they're idiots.
They're the idiots that this check's gonna just keep coming, and come January 13th, they're like, "Where's my check?"
It's a big check too. At first, like
Oh, yeah.
it's like, whoa, I could do this, and then it comes. It's like, it's gone.
all my money,
gotta
all my
be
money
glad.
went straight to the money guy, and then he cut me a check every 2 weeks
That's smart.
throughout the year.
That's smart.
Oh, throughout even the off season.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
he was basically my employer. I'd
Right.
send him all the money because otherwise I would be broke.
Guys come in July, August, being like, "Damn."
You can't not have money for like 6 months. Like that's not a way to live. Like you have to have something.
Guys do it though.
That's crazy.
Could if you're not an idiot.
I mean, you got to be
It's hard
smart,
though.
you
That's
gotta-
it's hard to
manage
even.
it.
It's hard to budget. I would. I
Gotta
think
manage it.
Obviously, you made the right move with that.
Yeah.
Like having someone.
No, guys did
Should have
that.
filed.
If you
should have
still-
filed for unemployment.
They're
Should
the
have sent me it.
And you just send it to
Yeah,
you?
just send me it. I'd give you some back.
option.
It's unbelievable. All right, yeah. So 49ers roll the Jags. Cardinals steal one from the Falcons, and who fucking cares?
No, that I think is bullshit. I think that Kyler Murray is the guy hasn't played in how long? No preseason games, no nothing. Comes back and played a fantastic game.
Yeah,
He gets no credit.
Adam Levitan, established run, had a good point. Like, the guy tore his ACL like 10 months ago, and that run he had in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
like, talk about modern medical science. Good God.
Well,
He
that's
has
like
that energy
Bowers.
30 years ago. He's out of the league.
That's like Bowers. They're showing the thing the other night. They're like, yeah, he's back.
I don't know how
he got the
he's back.
tightrope surgery in the ankle. I'm like, what the fuck?
How long was what was Deshaun Watson's injury last year?
Sexual assault.
Besides that, didn't he have
Legend.
another injury too?
Mental
I thought
injury.
he had an injury
I don't
too.
think he had an injury, did he?
He was just suspended to week like 11 or whatever.
Oh, I know that. I thought he
There
had
was
an injury.
no
as
injury
well.
last year for Deshaun Watson.
Okay, well, again, he
This
didn't
year
even
is
have
his
an
shoulder.
He didn't even have an injury. He was just sitting.
It was prior to when the Texans thing. He did tear his ACL on the Texans. I believe.
okay. That's what I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure he did. That
But,
was
like-
that was like 3 years ago or so.
Kyler Murray coming in yesterday and doing that was kind of crazy.
He played awesome.
I mean, really,
awesome.
really, and it's also again that's a shitty team. The
I was
Cardinals.
gonna say, is this a bad thing for the Cardinals?
Yes.
It is, right? This doesn't help them.
But you know what? I mean, you got to also think they paid this guy like $250 million like last
It
year.
is supposed to be their guy.
Like, you gotta win with him. You gotta work with him.
And also, that's the hardest part to finding a successful football team. If they play him and he plays well,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
They don't need the number one
That's
overall
fair.
pick.
That's fair.
And they know he's done. Like it's not like
He was an MVP
he's the
consideration
MVP
a couple years
guy.
ago.
Like he does have it. He really is just so small.
Which is, I mean, it's
When you watch him run around, it's like, how is this guy dying on the field?
Who has the Cardinals pick?
I don't think anyone does.
nobody. The Bears have the Panthers pick.
Bears have the Panthers
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the most shocking thing about Kyler Murray is Modern Warfare 3 dropped over the weekend. He's still balled
That is
out.
true. I was honestly, it's crazy.
You know, it's
I was
because
worried about
I think he had so much that he got sick of video games.
Maybe.
Like, let me try this football thing again.
I think the Cardinals, though, that with that win, dropped to 3rd or 4th pick.
And they have some winnable games too. They still-
Giants,
They still have to
better
face the
pick.
We
Bears.
got the fucking tiebreaker over him now because we.
If
No,
you're
no,
the,
it's not that.
It's not head up,
it's
it's
strength of
the
schedule.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I thought you'd think.
So I was
you'd
like,
beat 'em.
oh shit.
Yeah.
What about this? So the Cardinals have what right now? 4?
Giants are number 2 right now.
Yeah, Giants
we're
have
2.
2.
What's up, Drake May?
All right.
How you doing, brother?
Let's get the Panthers a win.
Let's say the Cardinals. Let's say the Cardinals stay like shitty. They're in the top 5. Keep their pick. Would you take the trade if you're the Giants? Kyler Murray for the 2. And now the Cardinals look at that as a
Probably
win
not.
No, I
just
wouldn't.
because of the money.
I think money and
I
just.
want a guy for 4
I think you
years.
rather. Yeah, I think you'd rather get this guy. You know, obviously your intentions that he's good on the rookie contract.
Yeah, but what if you're getting like 2 other first rounders?
What do you mean?
I mean, the Giants are trading back.
No. He was saying literally like the
Giants
pick
get
for Murray straight up.
Oh, straight up. Oh yeah, no, I would take.
Also, I don't think you.
Well, that's
I don't
part of
think
the
the money.
deal.
The money
Let's-
would be
let's-
so like different. I don't think you could even do that.
Well, if they
Trade
take,
a
if they take Danny,
$30 million.
The cap
if they take Danny J back.
If they take Danny J back, I want Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Because I love that guy.
No, well, that's who fucking. If they stay, that's
Cardinals
probably
for
who
sure.
might be who they would take.
If they were 4th, yeah,
He's. I don't see how he's not the first non-quarterback taken.
I think that'd be insane if they didn't. He's that good.
Is there a defensive guy that might jump him?
I don't
I feel
think.
like we're not talking about any like standout defensive
Oh,
guys here.
there's
Like
no
obviously Hutchinson.
I know the kid from. He's got a tough name to pronounce. The kid from Penn State, the left tackle, is like the. I know he's like the best like offensive lineman, and he's in that.
There's
range
usually
as well, but
one defensive
usually
guy.
one
Joe Alt is from Notre Dame is the guy. Offensive
He's a
tackle.
tackle as well.
Yeah. I think that's number 1 right now.
I know because they talked big about this Penn State kid too. Yeah, I don't think there's like the true.
Like a defensive line. Like
There's obviously a lot of good ones. I don't think there's one that really is like.
So many quarterbacks.
There's no like Will. I don't think there's like a Will Anderson in this draft even like that.
Yeah.
Like
Dallas Turner, Bama. He's like projected
yeah, he's
7.
good. Marv is I think the guy like the first non-quarterback, and then those tackles too.
Yeah.
is obviously running backs are not getting picked early anymore. But like who would be the first? Is it like Corum? Is he gonna go?
I don't think he's like projected that high. In the
What year is that kid out of Oklahoma State? Is he just putting up good numbers? Or
Ollie Gordon. I think he's a sophomore.
Unbelievable.
Who's like their number 1 running back gonna be taken?
I don't even.
As good as
It looks. I'm on the mock draft, just a mock draft
trying
right
to
now.
just off the top of my
It
head,
looks
like-
Travion Henderson.
That's who I was honestly. I didn't want to be like the Ohio State homer. I was like, he's a draft eligible. He probably has the most like natural ability.
Oh, I could see that. He is good.
Like he's finally healthy and he's been insane again.
But are you spending a first-round pick on a running
Absolutely
back?
not.
anymore?
I wouldn't.
those,
I
like,
wouldn't. He's
maybe
he's phenomenal, but he's already in college. He was pretty much hurt like all of last season. He
I think it's a
was-
fireable offense.
He's
if
been
you're
hurt a lot
GM.
of this season.
Yeah,
I could see the NFL
fireable
GMs not taking running backs until the 4th round.
I think it's a fireable offense.
I see
Where it's
Henderson.
like-
I see Henderson being like a 2nd-round guy, probably if I had to guess. He could even come back. He could still.
Where
go back
did
to school,
Bijan go last year?
7.
7 overall.
I mean, like
Still not giving him the ball
still,
every.
they keep telling you
Yeah,
they're going
they
to.
should.
They finally scored yesterday.
Yeah.
If Algier gets the ball one more time,
It's like Algier's not the problem. It's Cordell Patterson still getting the
that's
I
like him, but like, come on.
That's true.
that guy's good for a great red zone game once every like.
yeah,
all the
once.
time. Yes,
Yes.
I agree. But
He's
the
one of the
fact
most
that he's
dyna-
getting a running down is fucking insane.
No joke, like all red zone guys. Cordell Patterson.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 for me.
Him, Percy Harvin.
I just associate him with the red zone.
Taysom Hill is kind of as well red zone guy.
Yeah. Lions beat the Chargers 41-38. Fucking Chargers just find new ways
It's
to.
just the Chargers.
Lions are legit though. Cowboys.
Keenan Allen though is like
Stud.
I think you don't even think about him as a top 5 guy. Like even in the league right now, like, if you do a top 5, that's usually outside of it. He should almost just.
You want to?
Almost underrated at one point.
I kind of had this epiphany even watching college. Just receivers have just like evolved so much.
So much.
Like the catches they make, like are insane. Even watching the Ole Miss has got a kid. This kid Trey Harris.
that was insane.
Like I've seen him make like 6 of those in the last like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like he does it routinely.
Crazy.
Like even just watching like the catch Marv made this week in the sideline, and there's a ton of guys in the obviously in the NFL. You see guys making these like just Odell catches like from the Cowboys game like regularly.
Yeah.
I would love to see guys in like the 80s and 90s play without the fucking massive pads as wide receivers.
Oh yeah.
I would love to
Really are
just
so big.
dude.
They're so
insane.
big.
Even
Jerry
Randy
Rice.
Moss in college it was this big. I think in the beginning of his career, if you look, pull him up on the Vikings. They're not
And
necessarily
that didn't change until like really recent. Like you
Yes,
could see in
they're, like,
2008,
naked, yes.
2009.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bad stuff
Oh
coming
yeah.
out.
If you ask most football players, they'd be like, I don't want to wear shoulder pads. They'll be like,
No.
I'll just give me the helmet. And
Well, the only guy who ever did it was Ed McCaffrey. I could be wrong. Was he the first one?
Have you
Remember
guys
he
seen the
started. He
video?
was wearing like
Short kid.
kids,
Yeah.
like shut fucking.
No, it was Vince Papale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Facts.
bad.
Admit it. Admit
There's
it.
a quarterback shoulder pads. He goes,
is.
no offense, is it really gonna matter?
Yeah.
Right. Vince Papale did it. I'm saying first receiver to do it. So.
Well,
He was a receiver.
He was a receiver.
Technically, he's special teams, but receiver by position.
Fair
Or
enough.
4.
Do you hate the Vince Papale story?
It was a good movie. It's just
I love the movie.
It's a perfect play.
it fits.
movie.
It's the whole town. It's the whole town.
He's kind. He's kind of a wild card.
In real life. The fact that he actually scored a touchdown is crazy. In like
Yeah, it
real
is
life
cool.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And you got dumped the season before they made it.
I know that is like the next
Dumped in
season they won the
79,
Super
yeah.
Bowl.
How many
my-
years did
they
he
get-
last
they
in
get
the
Made
league?
it, yeah, made
He
it.
lasted like 3 years.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I love the scene when he makes the team and he calls like his buddy out to like fix the car. That's like the diehard Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Great scene.
That's
You kidding me?
I'm surprised that I feel like it's hard to dump a guy like that when it's such a story at the time. I wonder if was it that big of a story? I don't even know.
I wasn't alive. Clemmer was that
I was
big.
not alive.
What were they saying on the
Was-
internet?
yeah, I don't
It's
even
like-
know.
I was
it's
in
late 70s.
70s, early 80s.
Dude, that's like
Was there like an internet tracker, like a Twitter, like Papale tracker?
Poly tracker.
Yeah, it was a good account. It was a
this
good
is
follow up.
They held every cut he made. Like was
They held open tryouts for a professional NFL team.
awesome.
Can you imagine that?
I wish
and they had a bartender that was good enough to make the team.
Right.
A local bartender.
the Giants
For
are
a coach that's still alive today.
For a coach that turned out to be a good coach.
Pretty damn good coach. Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
the Giants should do it now.
Yeah, Giants got rocked by the Cowboys, which you kind of saw coming. The story.
Kind of saw coming.
Hey, when
There was always a little of me that was
when
like,
we stopped him on the one and got a pick. I was like, uh-oh.
yeah, that's what I
We were
said.
driving with security to the airport yesterday. On our guy, one of the guys, Frank. He's a Cowboys fan. He's like, oh, you think maybe they'll keep it close? Like trying to like. I'm like, guy, I wouldn't bet him with your money.
Yeah.
I'm like, this Giants. I was like, I
Someone
was
bet
on
like
ev-
75.
I was telling everybody. I was
75K.
like, I would never. I won't bet against the Giants. I was like, you should.
But the DeVitos are the story coming out of here. That's a fucking just perfect.
Oh, his dad is like exactly what he should look
You
like.
fucking kidding me? It's
When they ran the ball on like third down, he's
Yeah,
like, let him throw it.
the side by side, the picture that I think we put it up of the Sopranos cast And then the DeVito family.
Oh, dude, his dad is like, his dad would have fit right in.
I love that he's living at home.
He's a plumber. Apparently, he's a plumber.
Who, Tommy DeVito? Oh, his
DeVito's
dad?
father, yeah.
He looks, it
Of course
makes
he is,
sense.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Yeah, classic.
Sick.
That's like any Long
union
Island,
guy.
Jersey family. People
Just-
don't realize you don't leave when, like, a lot of people leave when they're 18. College, then they go get their own apartment. You don't leave until you are married. And when you're married, you usually take 2 years and then get a house. Like, you usually
Yeah.
bring in.
Your wife moves into your house.
If my parents
Parents'
didn't
house.
move to Florida, I think I'd still be at home.
The Giants win a game this year?
No.
The rest of the way, I don't think so.
maybe one.
Not the way
I
they
feel
roster.
I keep they're gonna steal one somehow. I don't even know which one.
They'll probably beat the Eagles last week.
They'll steal one
Eagles
game.
win.
Played the Patriots.
Yeah, they'll beat the Eagles.
Maybe that one.
No, they can't.
Is
cannot.
Tyrod? Can he come back this year at all?
I don't think so.
He's done, right?
I think it's Tommy DeVito the rest of the way.
The next game is at the Commanders, then the Patriots, then a bye.
Who's behind DeVito? He's kind of getting
Matt
banged up a
Barkley.
little bit too.
Matt Barkley, Jacob Eason.
Dude, I'll be honest. At least Barkley has some.
Barkley would win us a game.
Yeah,
The fact
Barkley
that
would win
Matt
a game.
Barkley is still around is crazy.
Yeah.
You don't want to win, though, right?
No.
No.
I
right?
want Tommy
And
DeVito.
you're fully tanking,
No,
right?
you.
Yeah,
no,
it's
your
not even that I want to
Or
win.
am I
With
mixing those
DeVito,
up?
we're
It
just
was later.
not going to win.
Later?
It doesn't even matter.
But at this point, like it's like there's no. We have the number 2 pick. We potentially could have the number 1 pick right now. Like the Panthers, I think are going to win a game or two more, which I don't
The
think we're going to
division
win.
sucks, so yeah.
I mean, the Bucks are one.
That Giants-Patriots game actually has a lot of meaning. That's
Yeah, it
Sunday
does.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's actually an important game.
We should lose.
And then
I know. I want to lose that so bad,
That's a
but I don't think we're
lose-all.
going to.
I fucking hate this shit.
the
Sucks.
Sunday night game.
It's in New York.
Oh, you're
I'd
missing
rather-
one, Rico. You're missing one.
What?
I would like to congratulate everybody who listens to Pick Central when we rationally went through the scenario of how the Vikings could not miss the playoffs and got them at plus 125 last week to make the playoffs.
Let's go. You know who did not?
What is the line now?
Plus 200.
No.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
it's
I wrote it down.
Minus 200. Excuse me. Minus 200. Minus 200.
I wrote it down. It's as the top story, and then we kind
It's
of.
Monday. My head's cloudy today.
Dobbs is a magician.
Yeah, let's get back.
And again, the Saints.
Dobbs is the real deal.
Dobbs is a magician, and
right.
the Saints every
Real
fucking
deal.
week.
Right.
It's like
That's the real deal.
I don't know how you become. I don't know how you're.
You know who did not place his bet with us? Marty Mush. Marty Mush did not.
Marty didn't want to give
Also,
Dobbs any
it's
credit.
like-
It's too logical.
He said, he said
Yeah,
Dobbs
listen.
stinks.
Who hit a Matthew Mayer for his first touchdown last?
You did, but I don't know why you didn't do the Vikings. We all talked through it. I thought we were all going to do it together.
Plus
but he
1800.
he was the non-Dobbs. He didn't believe in Dobbs.
No, I'm not. No, I was not Dobbs. You guys were just putting him as like a great quarterback. And right
I
now,
never said that.
I
He said he
want
was playing really good
I
football.
say
Off the
something.
schedule.
I want
Fine.
to come back. I want to be on the Dobbs train.
Isn't it fun? He's
It's
great.
fun. It's
And-
fun. And Vikings. And I want Justin Jefferson to come back with him.
But I was in Rico. You remember him playing on Tennessee, correct?
I do.
Dobbs.
Yes.
Like I don't remember him. I remember him being very good at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being able to run like this.
No, he couldn't. I don't think he did.
Or he didn't at least. I remember him
looks
being
like-
like
he looks
a
like
very
04
solid,
Vic, the
like a very
escapability.
solid pocket, like a really good pocket passer, accurate, smart. But now, yeah, he's running like crazy. He's got
Runs
like
at
the
the
real
perfect
legit
times,
dual
too.
threat.
Like, he's not looking to run first. Like
Dude, I mean, that play, I've watched that with the guy singing Cree next to it 100 times.
what a voice
It makes
on
me
that.
laugh so hard.
What a voice.
He's like, oh my, he's like, yes, yes, yes.
Take me higher.
He's like, just the way he scrambles in the pocket. It's like a video game.
I'm not kidding. And granted, I'm Eagles all the way. And it's going to be very, very tough. I'm putting a sprinkle down on the Vikings to win the NFC.
This is where
no,
I get at. This is getting.
You're losing me there.
No, the problem is I'm not. He truly believes that they could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not quite
Truly
there
believe
yet.
it.
I said a sprinkle.
No. You know you believe it.
Believe that the Vikings can win the Super
Good.
Bowl. I mean, I am all in on Josh
I can
Dobbs
see it
right
in your
now. Like
face.
he coming back from win last year, he stepped on the field off the tarmac and almost led the Titans to the playoffs. He is just a gamer. He is by far one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He just is.
No.
He's fringe.
No, let
he is.
let me
He
be
is.
rational.
He
Hold
is
on.
fringe top 10.
I
He
think
is
let me
fringe
be
top
rational.
10.
Let me say something like give him real credit, be rational. I don't think you could take 15 quarterbacks ahead of him right now.
No,
10.
15,
Yeah.
No, let me be rational.
You said
15.
10.
I said
Be
fringe
rational.
top 10.
Let me be rational. Let me be rational.
No, 15.
I don't think there's 15
10 to
15
13.
you could take above
10 to
him
13.
right now.
11 to 13.
All right, let's go through it, fellas.
All right, here we go.
Way he is playing right now on a good team.
And it's tough. I think 15.
Well,
like
let's go
he's
through it.
earned.
This is fun.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
J. Stroud.
Sure, yeah.
Stroud legit is top. Stroud is top
over
10,
him.
like dead
Just
serious.
takes
Hurts.
Josh Allen's.
Hurts, Josh Allen,
Burrow.
Burrow 5. Okay, we're at 5.
Lamar,
Lamar 6,
Tua.
7.
Still, I think he's Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence 8.
No, he's
I
struggling.
gotta go through more.
He's struggling.
Dak.
Give me some teams. Dak.
What?
Dak's playing fantastic.
Yeah, he has played well.
Can't
the
even
last few
say-
years.
Jared Goff.
Jared
Goff,
Goff.
too.
So we're at 10.
Herbert.
Herbert 11. I'm just not thinking of teams at the moment.
Would you say like
Purdy.
a Gene?
maybe.
I'm taking Dobbs over Purdy.
Yeah, I'm taking Dobbs over.
What about
I'm
Gino?
taking-
What about Gino?
How about Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, like this is where it's all mumble.
That's why it's fringe top 10.
That's why I
but
said
then-
15. I think he's in that like
dude,
10 to 15.
you could almost start saying Sam Howell up there.
No.
Why?
Put Sam Howell over.
I would take Dobbs over Howell personally.
How big of a
Great.
pussy? How big of a pussy is Washington not going for 2?
Dude, the fact that
Oh,
Ron
yeah.
Rivera and Del
Oh,
Rio still have a
Fucking
job.
pussies.
He's not Riverboat Ron. He's not.
he's not.
Pussies. You're on the road.
He's as
you
conservative as it
stink.
gets.
Got Matt Stafford and Kyler Murray in there too, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Healthy Stafford, yes.
And a healthy
Yeah.
Kyler you're gonna take. So yeah, I mean he's
So it's a 15.
15
right
to
there, man.
17. I'll
And,
give it.
and but I'm saying he's there with room for
It's
He ain't a
potential.
fringe
like,
top 10.
upside.
I'm not gonna let you say that.
Look, he is finally playing on a team that can be considered decent with weapons, especially when JJ comes back.
Do they like who's their? I need them to face a good team. Where are they at?
They play the Lions twice more, and they're plus 600 to win the NFC North right now.
Now that
That's
could be a
not
sprint.
going to happen.
They
I
got
don't
the,
think it's going to happen
twice?
either. But
That's not-
The only
it's
thing
not, they're a game behind, and they play them
thing-
twice.
They play the
I
Lions
don't think it will
twice.
either.
The
Once on
Lions play
Thanksgiving?
The
There's-
Lions
Play
play
on
the
Thanksgiving?
Bears, Packers, Saints next.
No, but
Thursday?
the Vikings.
Who do the Lions?
Too.
Who do the Lions play on Thanksgiving?
The Vikings outside of Lions is pretty
The
favorable.
Lions is really
Seriously,
favorable.
it should be the Vikings.
They both have kind of like easy. I know the Vikings schedule.
Lions have one.
besides
Lions
Lions.
have beside like when they play.
Oh, no,
Vikings, they have one hard game.
The Lions are primed to take home field advantage for sure.
Packers, they play. Bullshit.
Yeah, the Lions have one hard game. Beside, like if you take the Vikings out and they play the Cowboys, that's
Yeah, but the Vikings have a very easy schedule. The next game's at Broncos, Bears, at Raiders,
Win.
at Bengals,
yeah, the
Lions, Packers, Lions.
Lions are Bears,
The Bengals stuff
Packers,
too, of course.
Saints.
There's a very good
Bears.
chance they are 8, 9, and 4. So 8-4, 9-4 in
The
that.
Lions are going to win 11 games.
The Lions are
I think the Vikings are
going
gonna
to
win
13 games.
I don't think the Vikings are going to win the division.
I don't think so either. But plus 600, play them twice.
It's not the craziest thing.
Not the
If
craziest.
they could split with the Lions, they'd have a chance.
It's a good flyer.
They're one game
It's gonna
behind.
happen,
It's not a bad. Yeah, it's a good
That's a good
flyer.
sprint. Better than the Super Bowl one.
Oh, the Super Bowl one's just, it's a mini to come drop. Figure it out later. And all of a sudden you have a kid and slip one by the goalie.
All right.
You see
Raiders.
another one.
I mean, their schedule is like the Vikings' schedule is right to make the playoffs, which plus 125.
Well, that is a
I think
good
was-
bet. That was a good bet.
And it's moved to minus 200.
Yeah.
Well, because now they have the tiebreaker heads up against the Saints
And the Falcons lost.
and the Falcons lost.
Well, I'm telling you what, we're
They have no competition really, especially since the Commanders lost too.
smart show.
The Bucks are one game out, by the way.
Are you back on the Bucks?
Back. Mike Evans is so good.
He is good.
So good. So good. And that division's so bad. The Saints are dog shit. The Saints are a bad team.
Whole division.
Plus
Oh,
160 to make the playoffs.
Who's
The
that?
Bucks,
Yeah,
Bucks love that.
they would have to win the division now.
yeah.
Which
Vikings
is
minus 200, Saints minus 185, Jets plus
very
600.
possible. I don't think they've played the Saints yet.
Their next game is at Niners,
That's a loss.
at Colts,
It's a heavy loss.
and it's
That could be-
Panthers at home, at Falcons, at Packers, Jaguars at home, Saints at home, at Panthers.
Clemmer, you
Not
keep
terrible.
fucking dodging. I'm getting to the last game. Like, let's talk about the Jets. Raiders 16, Jets 12.
Really skipped over the Giants, though.
I wrote it got killed. DeVito family.
We talked to Vito.
You're all
we
welcome.
lost. We lost, and we had a
Talking
guy
about his
steal the
father.
show.
Familia.
At least our family steals the show. Where are you at with the Jets? Because Wilson plays okay, but
No.
then it's just inevitable.
Zach Wilson did not play okay. Zach Wilson is not
seems
a
like
good
it's
quarterback.
well, okay in the sense he was not a complete disaster.
It's
but
pretty close. It's bad. He stinks.
big thing I take away is they are. It seems like one of the most undisciplined teams. They get that touchdown taken off the board. It's the change in the game.
The last 2 games they've been committing penalties like crazy.
Didn't I say that? It was first and goal on the 4. I go, if I know the Jets, this
We
is
did-
a field goal. And he gets in the first one. Clemmer's like going crazy. I was like, up, flick, and then it's just back. That's just what they are.
They have 31 points the last 3 games total.
I think the Jets are in one of the worst spots to be a fan of all time right now, where it's like just rush. Like the Giants, we've given up. You know, like it's bad. Like I'd rather give up than you guys have that hope because your defense is so fucking good.
This is nowhere near the worst Jets team I've ever seen. This is easily the most infuriating.
Yeah, because you have.
The other thing is, you look at that schedule. What would Rodgers be doing with some of these teams?
I think they'd be. I honestly,
if Rodgers,
we were all
they're
robbed of
scoring
Rodgers.
25, 30 points a game. If Rodgers
And
put it
probably atop the AFC. They would have won.
Like Garrett
won the
Wilson-
Patriots. What's their record right now? 4-5.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, they win the Patriots game. That's 5-4. They win last night. That's 6-3. That's the top of the AFC. I'm not even giving you
I think they'd be
crazy
6-3.
games.
I think they'd be 6-3. Yeah.
What other games have they lost that were close? Am I doing in the top of my
One-
head?
Like you could go like the Chiefs game, but
I was
hate
gonna
that.
say
No, don't. I'm not even saying that one.
Chargers. The Chargers
I'll
game
even.
we
I'll
would've
fuck.
won.
Yeah,
Chargers as well. It was 7-2.
Would have won the Chargers. Yeah, Chiefs is. I still.
Chiefs.
think, I understand.
Mahomes played so bad in that game.
I'm not giving them that game though, because that's different.
Can't hand
I
it. to
play
him.
better with Rodgers. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
kidding.
Mahomes played so bad in that game.
But
That's
yeah, no,
7-2 right there. Like so.
Jets, their defense is incredible. They're like Garrett Wilson. Imagine him with he's good with Zach Wilson.
He'd go for like 2,000 yards.
I was watching a game.
Maybe
with my,
more.
I was watching a game with my father last night. He's like, I'd put all 4 D-backs on fucking Wilson. He's like, how is he catching?
They should because Lazard can't.
He
catch
almost caught the Hail Mary. Conklin almost
Yes.
like hit it away from him.
If Colin didn't put his hand up,
He jumped from like across the
I
field.
know.
I don't know how he just like appeared like on top of everybody to catch the ball.
But it's just so funny, like not funny for you guys, but myself. Like Zach Wilson's going down the field, doing great, and you're just waiting because you know it's going to happen. And just when is he going to make the mistake? Because when he doesn't make a mistake all game, it's coming at the worst time.
the throw was bad. I will say Spillane made a hell of a play on that ball.
What's Rodgers?
The throw
timeline?
stunk.
Yeah,
What's Rodgers saying he's coming back?
Couple fortnights.
mid-December.
It's
he
like
said.
mid-December.
I don't know. Who knows? Nick, the season's over.
Thing
right?
is, can you get there? Can you get there? Can you get to?
He said
who's
3%. The odds are 3%.
next
of
week?
making it.
I have an actual question. It went down from 8,000 to plus 3,000, and I'm not sure where it is now, but it's probably still around there. If Aaron Rodgers comes back and plays one game, does he win comeback player of the year?
No, because the guy died and came
Dude,
back.
he's a healthy scratch.
He hasn't played all season.
And I'll guarantee they'll give it to him. And he's not.
Might have to.
He died and came back. They will. He's still a minus favorite.
Well, I think the
Yes,
thing with him,
you're right. He
no
should.
one's. They haven't had anyone come back and have the mat. What if the Cardinals rattle off a few wins here? Does Kyler Murray win it?
Fellas,
Can he steal it?
if he won.
Devil's advocate.
Okay, let's take Hamlin out. Let's take Hamlin out.
Say they win like 3, 4, 5, or whatever. Like they go on a little run here.
Let's take Hamlin out because listen, no one's ever died and came back, and yes, he shouldn't win because he's played one snap. I believe
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but
He did come back 3 days.
he did. But if Hamlin doesn't come back,
barely hit the 10-day DL.
if he
I need the weekend, guys. Punches,
wasn't
stick
gonna
it up
win,
your
I think-
ass.
if Rodgers comes back, I think that's pretty hard to beat too. But Kyler is
Can
definitely.
you win comeback player of the year in the same year?
I don't know.
I don't think.
I don't think. I don't know if that's ever happened.
I don't.
He's on the Bucks though. Like he was plus 3,000 last week.
Yeah,
I didn't
but I
look
still
at this
don't.
week.
Like, how does
What
it-
what
how
if
does it
it's
even work?
crazy scenario?
If
What
he,
if
like,
the
if
Jets
He
like,
comes back and leads into the playoffs. Like he
Well, that's
should
what I was.
win it.
What if the Jets hold on? They need to win like their last 2 to get in, and he comes back and they bang playoffs. I think that's like the only scenario where it happens. Probably.
Plus 3,000.
Jets are 4-5. Their next game is at Buffalo Bills. The game after that is the Miami Dolphins Black Friday game.
They have the Bills number. They can Bills. I believe they can.
If I know
beat the
Jets,
Bills, it's
though,
over.
if I know the Jets, like Rodgers comes back and just blows a game and everyone hates him, like they're waiting for him, they can't wait for him, and then
Picks.
Jets in Jets fashion,
It's
they
like
need to win
it's
this
like
game.
The last drive, they're like down. They're down like 4. He drives it down the field like
Yep.
bang.
And like Zach Wilson played good the past 2 games, or like maybe he could have played this one, and Rodgers comes back, and then that's just what the Jets will
The
do.
most Jets thing ever is he'll come back for a playoff chance. He'll drive him down first drive, touchdown. Next drive, he'll tear his other Achilles.
This is
no.
we've been friends for a while, and I probably should have asked you this because it's very entertaining question in my opinion. Take the playoffs out, the AFC Championship games aside. What was the most painful loss in your career?
Painful loss. I mean, the incident game, that was terrible. 2015 Buffalo to miss the playoffs, that sucked.
What about because the one that made me think? What about the one with Favre against the Dolphins?
Narrowed down. We lost a lot of games at the end with Favre. Favre getting hurt was terrible. We were on a run. Like, hey, run.
So good.
And then he got hurt. And
And you had a fight. It was the last week of the season. You had
Yeah.
a fight to get into to
Yeah.
win and get in, right?
yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
What about the butt fumble, or was that just
It's
demoralizing?
the incident.
That's the incident.
Come on, man. Read the room.
Yeah, read the room.
Fucking
tough.
Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah, it's on Thursday this year.
It is.
I still can't wait. Jack McCarthy, I'll never forget, did not know Thanksgiving was on Thursday every year. He wasn't even kidding. It was crazy. One of the crazier things I've ever heard.
He's impaired. So.
What I find funny for the incident game, which is,
Incident game's funny.
I was in attendance.
I've never heard it called the incident.
No, it's not. No
it's
one.
not.
No,
No
you-
one calls that except me.
Honestly, you've never been close to someone that was that close to it.
That's true.
So Friday,
He who shall not be named.
Fair.
So Friday morning, we're sitting there, and it was after the game and after the incident, and we have our meeting before the weekend off, and we're sitting eating breakfast, and I was sitting with Brandon Moore, the butt of the butt fumble, and it's not top 10, just running constantly on Sports Center there,
Had to retire it.
and he's looking up at it. This is the day. This is
It
the
did
day
a
after.
calendar year.
They ran it for a year, and they said that's it.
This is the day after. He goes, it really sucked. Like, he was sitting there, and then it kind of humanizes a little bit. He goes, this really sucks. Like, I play a 10-year career, and all I'm ever going to be remembered for is the butt fumble. I was like, there's no way anyone's going to remember that. Like, that's going to be
The day
water under the
after?
bridge. Yeah. It's like, it's water under the bridge. No big deal. He goes, have you ever seen a blooper from the 70s? I was like, yeah, I watch them all the time. He goes, that is going to be us. I was like, shit.
I agree with you though. You're like 2 weeks later. 2 weeks
point.
later, everyone will forget.
Yeah, everyone's going to forget it.
It's,
How happy you
it moves so fast.
How happy are you? It wasn't you.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, and you had a good shot. It was 1 in 5 shot.
Yeah, I
I mean,
was
dude,
there.
look at Mark Sanchez though. Like, if you think back, like Mark Sanchez did get you back-to-back
AFC Championship.
AFC Championship, but he's remembered for the butt fumble.
Oh, yeah.
You look at him.
Yeah.
No one remembers.
Got a good
him.
broadcasting career.
Oh yeah, and you're still like that's a butt fumble.
See, that's weird. I kind of remember him for his entire career.
I don't.
More than that.
Honestly.
He's got the hot dog incident in Oakland.
Ah, that's right.
How did that go over in the locker room?
It was great. I would kill for a hot dog. The fact that I never thought about asking somebody for a hot dog
forgot about
blows
that.
my mind. Like, why didn't I think about
Hilarious.
that? I was like, that's
Yeah.
a great move.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Seems like a good guy.
Dad was a fireman. That's where he was 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he won me over.
He other than his wedding was in Oaxaca, Mexico, which I've been to Cabo a handful of times, which I found out is not. It's like America South.
Oh,
It's not Mexico. Oaxaca, Mexico. That's Mexico.
that makes sense. That sounds like Mexico.
That's
Nick.
real. That's real deal Mexico.
I've had a question for a long, long time about the butt fumble, and it's a take
Incident.
I've had.
The incident.
I think that what made the butt fumble worse,
Incident.
the incident worse, was the fact of the fumble the next play on the kickoff.
I mean, that didn't help it. I think it was the scoring of the touchdown off the butt
Yes,
fumble.
yes. I think
Made
it like
the worst.
enhanced it so much more to be like, oh my god, this is even worse than it could ever be.
It was a full spiraling free fall that would just suck so
He just
bad.
doesn't fumble it. He doesn't fumble that.
If he doesn't score the touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
if he fumbles it, like, all right, it's a fumble. They got the ball there, and, maybe
Yeah, the
we stop
touchdown.
and get it. But fumbling into the touchdown, defensive touchdown, that's
So funny. So.
it was not funny.
It was not funny. No.
Did you know what happened? Right. Like obviously you're not looking at that during that play. Did you know like right away that happened? Well, how fast did someone say like, "Oh fuck, there's a butt fumble"?
I didn't know it was a butt fumble. Like, I was blocking.
It was a normal fumble.
So I didn't even know, like, it's kind of one of those things where you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you don't hear a whistle when you think you're going to hear a whistle, and then all of a sudden you look around and like some guy's running the other way. You're like, well, what the hell just happened? And then you got to watch the replay, and you're like, oh, that just happened. Shit. It's because you have no idea. Like,
Yeah, no. The worst thing I think as an offensive lineman is when people get blocked into your legs. Is that the worst thing to happen to you?
yeah, that stinks.
That one, like, 'cause you have no control and your legs just get fucking smoked.
Giant guys, that's scary.
Yeah.
And the fact that like when you think about like injuries and everything, and you just have no like you make a cut or you do something like that's on you.
Yeah.
But for you to have nothing to do with it, and a guy just comes rolling up the back of your legs, and like next thing you know, your ankle sprained. You're like,
Worst.
that sucks. Had nothing to do with it.
Sometimes, you know what's funny about this show? I completely forget. Like, you're like, you were on the Jets for so long.
He's
like,
one of the best.
unbelievable careers, and we're talking nonsense to him. We're treating him like he's fucking, like he's Bosco. That I'm talking to him like normal.
I mean, I'm not.
No, we
Staten
do.
Island, but
No, we
it's
ask
a
him
fun
good
place.
questions.
The
but-
wild turkeys blow my mind.
I know it's crazy. I
Why
don't
do
know how
you
they
have wild
got,
turkeys?
I don't know how they got there, but I think they
They're
put 'em
walking
there.
around in the road.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
They stopped
wild.
traffic. I was driving through, and they traffic was stopped because there was a wild turkey in the road.
Oh, I hit one once.
Did you?
Yeah, almost went through my windshield.
Did you take it home and eat it?
No, it ruined my car. I had to get towed
Shit.
Why would you get
Scary.
it? Oh,
because the windshield was shattered.
that's fine.
Jesus.
It's a little air conditioner.
Driving.
You think I'm going to Ace Ventura it? Yeah.
Honestly, I would have.
I hit a snail once, right outside my house. Didn't think
How would
any-
you even know?
Didn't think anything of it. Like 4 weeks later, I get a knock at the door. Snail goes, "What the fuck did you do that for?" All right, Smitty, fuck you.
That's gotta be one of. That was one of your worst ones.
That was a bad one.
What's
I
the
love
bad
your
one?
jokes.
Snails are slow. Fuck you.
But wouldn't you,
joke
wouldn't you
is-
have killed the snail if you ran over it?
Nah, I hit
A
it.
good show.
That's all I did. I hit it.
And the joke that was so bad, we might have to end the show today.
You can't. You have to go another 5 minutes just to cover up
Just to
that.
cover
Yeah,
up.
it says-
When
you
your
know-
joke is
you-
about a
I
snail
know it's
being
bad.
slow.
I knew it was bad.
No, I don't think you did it.
Yes, I did.
You were kind of.
Yes, I did.
You could have stopped it.
That was a
midway.
good joke. That was a good joke.
It's an old joke. The joke
even a
is,
joke.
the joke is it was right outside my house. And
Do
in 4
another
weeks
one.
it
Do
takes them
another
to get
one.
to the door.
Do did the stock market go up this weekend?
Oh, no. it did not.
That's still one of my favorite ones you do.
I want to
You'd
eventually
be like, what an idiot. It's this is going on the
Yeah.
weekend.
Thanksgiving, I want to do a Davey Day Trader on Thanksgiving Day. Start the stream.
You should.
That clip of him when he's just got a bowl of watermelon like a deranged maniac with his glasses. He's like, "What stock should I buy?" And he's shoveling fucking watermelon. Is all time. College.
Yeah. Speaking of college.
Yes. So Michigan's. Well,
Biggest,
go ahead.
biggest victims of all time
Who?
for doing something wrong.
Oh my God!
Michigan?
The
What do you mean?
video
Oh yeah.
I mean,
shown of him
Yo, that's.
weeping.
He's just cursing on
Like-
live TV. The lady doesn't even. She knows.
didn't even flinch.
She knows it's such an unbelievable moment. She's just like. Normally they pull away. She's just like, "Give me more, dude."
This man's
What do you got?
weeping like Harbaugh's on his deathbed. He's on the couch at the hotel. I've never seen I guess a team, whatever you want to call it, turn like them just cheating into like adversity. No, you cheated and you got caught. Like, well, there's no adversity.
Dukes.
Yo,
I think it's happened before.
So is this it though? Is this it for 3 games, and then he coaches for the playoff?
And I want to be very.
Possible?
It's so like them doing the way they did it was so stupid.
Horrible.
And the Big Ten, like them doing everything with like they wait till he was like on the plane, not call him. Like the whole, they made sure like there was no court injunctions, anything. It was cowardice for sure. It's stupid. I don't think it really matters. He can coach the whole week and not the game. I don't know how much true value he's bringing like on actual. Obviously you'd like him there, but I'm saying like I don't know how big of a difference it is for the team. Him just being on the sideline or not being on the sideline. If he's prepping the whole week, he's coaching the entire week. I mean, I just feel like it's just nothing.
It gives them a chip on their shoulder.
And I agree. It does set it's going to set a weird precedent of the way they just handle things going forward for sure.
You know what they should have did? They should have had Harbaugh coach and took James Franklin out. That would have given Penn State a better chance.
Yeah. Yo, what? Going for 2, and then he like is a dickhead, which is not shocking. He's a dickhead in the post game.
No, the way
You cannot go for 2 down 9.
but the way he no, but
Go
then
for 2 in the first half.
that was stupid.
that's-
Well, that- at
also
that
the one
point-
they're on like the 50-yard line, whatever he punts.
Yes.
Then I get there was like whatever there was minutes left. He goes for on his own 30. when it was a 1-score game at the time.
He's so dumb.
They got rid of their offensive coordinator. It's all right.
He's so dumb, dude.
The 2 for 9, I was a little.
You can't do it.
I get
Can't
it.
do it.
But I'd rather wait for my last.
But it was because they'd already went for 2 and missed it. That's the only reason it was 9 in the first place.
Yeah, I know, but still, I
Well,
think
at that
like,
point, then you can't. You already showed
what quarter was that?
you're only
Third?
doubling down.
The third
Oh,
quarter,
so it was
fourth.
Fourth.
Fourth. It was
Fourth,
2 minutes.
9.
Yeah, it was late.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, it was
what
really. It was.
Yes.
It was borderline garbage time touchdown.
Oh, the first one was the third quarter.
No, first one was it was before the half,
For the
Oh
half.
God, yeah, no, that's
which made no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, do you agree? See what Jeff D'Lo tweeted about how Penn State has the most predictable win-loss schedule every single year.
Yeah, they just lose to Ohio State, Michigan every year.
Like it's embarrassing.
kind of smart for him.
I almost have. I weirdly have
Negative
kind of like defended him in the past a little bit because I think it's the standard's so high. It's tough to have to you're basically playing two of the best 5 teams the last few years.
This guy's here.
But now it's gotten to a point where the way he mismanages in game is so bad. Probably got to make a change.
What?
Oh, yeah, whacked. Who's that?
That's the Be the Man guy. He's here once a week, dude.
It's always with Ben, right?
Yeah. I think Benny gets
That's
it.
I hate the guys that show up once a week.
Well, uninvited. Let's put it that way.
That's from Sopranos though. Got the other guy too.
What?
Yeah, he was it the guy that died in the toilet in Sopranos.
Eugene?
Oh shit! Yeah.
That's him.
Not Eugene. Not Eugene. What the fuck's his name?
That's
Gigi.
Gigi. Yeah, it's Gigi.
Yeah,
Sure, it's him.
Maybe.
I don't think that's him.
it's him. I know it's him. I'll put that.
You probably had.
No,
to-
it's him.
If you're that confident, I'll trust you.
Good enough.
It does look a lot like
Yeah,
him.
well, the Be a Man guy does a podcast with him, so that's how I know it's him.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you could have said that.
good.
Instead of us being like, "Is that him?"
I thought you would. I thought you would have
know.
believed me.
I did.
If you said he has a podcast with him, I'd be like, "Okay, that makes sense." That's crazy. You held that information.
He looked a little familiar.
That was crazy, Clover.
Insane.
It's crazy to think that those episodes of Sopranos were literally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Oh, we had that. We were talking about it earlier. A movie from 1993 is the same now if you were watching a movie in 1993 as 1963. 30 years.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, if your parents put on a movie from 1963, you'd be like, "What are we doing?"
Right.
And so now my kids, I put on a movie from 1993.
I think that's Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Home Alone was 90.
Yeah.
What-
90. Yeah. Shit.
But even like animation, my kids are so used to Pixar. We put on Aladdin the other week, try to switch it up. Nope. Nothing.
Oh, but Aladdin's so
crazy.
good.
It's great.
That's 92, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
92, 93.
But Michigan sucks.
Graphics have evolved too far.
Can we just say that Michigan sucks? In general.
Yeah, fuck them.
I want them to win so bad.
We're gonna win.
I mean, I don't know. So that game,
Duke
though,
is not my enemy.
No,
Michigan.
I have a question for you after this. After we play
Michigan
this.
doesn't. That game was so. What's your guys' thoughts on not letting J.J. McCarthy throw the ball in the second half? But in my opinion,
I think it's a drop
was
of dick on the.
why would you throw it if you were dominating that much? When he was 8 and 9, he was fine, 100
6, 8 or
yards,
something like
whatever. If you're dominating that much, I get it. But it was a little weird. It was all right. Well, I was I can't believe he's not throwing the ball yet. Not even a fake.
I've taken my Ohio State head off. I feel like maybe he's hurt or something.
You think?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know.
I thought it was the pass blocking. The right tackle on the one incompletion got fucking blown. Just blown. Couldn't cover the I don't even know his name. The first round draft pick for
It's hard to
Penn State,
pronounce.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
But now, take your Ohio State hat off again. You can't. No one could say that Michigan hasn't beaten anybody now because you guys have beat the same.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. Why would I?
No. I'm saying other people, not you.
No, I'm not.
saying
Yeah,
other
I'm not
people,
saying
where
that.
it's that was the whole thing about.
To me, I don't think. I think they looked beatable though. Still, I didn't see that game and I was like, oh my god, big bad.
No,
I was
no.
I saw that game and I was like, we can beat this team. I was like, we can definitely beat
Your
this team.
defense. It's gonna be defense versus defense.
It's gonna be a war. It's
you
gonna
won.
be a war. But
You know what I was thinking? I was looking back too. I was convinced.
Yeah.
The Ohio State Michigan game. I was like, there's no. I remember watching it in college, and I would not have watched it Thanksgiving weekend because you were home.
Mm-hmm.
It was earlier in the year. It was not always Thanksgiving weekend, correct?
It changed off of. It was once every 4 years. It wasn't Thanksgiving weekend because I was home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So the one I watched was in 06. I remember the game, and it was November 18th. So and I looked at Michigan's schedule. Oddly, that year they went 12 in a row, no buys. 12 straight games.
There used to be no bye.
yeah,
12 straight. So
Loser of that game's out.
most.
well, all right. So this situation has now been.
likely.
It seems to have been stolen for other programs and other personalities. Reminder, I laid it out first, but I've now also had a variation of that situation. FSU runs the table, Big Ten undefeated champion. Washington goes undefeated. Who are you putting in Texas, Big 12 champion, with a victory over Bama, or
The winner of that.
Bama being an SEC champion?
Bama.
I think
Because if Georgia wins, it's no brainer. They're
yeah,
undefeated.
of course.
So it's more so, are you putting, can you possibly, for that last spot, put Bama in over Texas when Texas beat them head-to-head?
Yes.
It would be. And listen,
Georgia's.
listen. Hold on. I think Bama is the better team. It would be one of the greatest injustices.
Massively.
Not put Texas.
And the fact that they know
went-
what they're
went
doing.
to Bama
They're showing
and
their
beat them
hand
by
with an
double
SEC
digits
bias.
They went-
Showing their hand.
Is
It
it
wasn't
SEC
neutral.
bias,
They
though?
went to Tuscaloosa, beat them by double digits in their house. They both have one loss.
They have
I think
a worse
there's-
loss though.
They
have a worse. But no, I get it.
That's
I get
where it
true.
gets
Why
crazy.
you play the game?
I get it.
Here's where it
That
gets
would be the
crazy.
only thing the games don't
there's
matter.
the resume.
Why do the games
a
matter
resume
then?
matters.
Okay.
But the one thing you
went
played
head-to-head.
against.
Here's where it
get
gets
it.
crazy.
But a
They
resume
smashed
matters.
them.
Here's where it gets crazy. If they
Shouldn't
were in
matter
the
more than a
same
head-to-head
conference, if Alabama and Texas were in the same conference and they were deciding who got to go to the championship game of their division, what would be the first tiebreaker?
Yeah, but
Ev.
that's totally
head-to-head.
this is
Head-to-head.
what
How
it's
can you-
talking about.
I don't think it is different.
It's
I don't.
the first tiebreaker in any situation like that is fucking head to head.
They played it. It'd be different if it was like two
Fucking head to
two
fucking
losses
head.
to one loss would be different.
Yes,
we've
you've
seen
seen-
that. It's different.
Well-
They both have one loss. Then that literally is saying the games don't mean shit.
No, I don't think that's. I get what you guys mean. Obviously, I get like if you beat a team, you should be in front of them, and you should get.
Like the argument can't be
100%.
they'd be like favored over them. That doesn't.
No, it's
that's
not.
always
No,
his
I'm not
argument.
going to say
but,
that.
but I'm saying that's like been like the same
That's
narrative.
not my argument.
It's always
That's
Saban's
been like the Bama
SEC.
Saban thing.
And the other thing too is, hey, guess what? Michigan was a how many point favorite last year?
Yeah,
to
like 8 or
TCU?
9. Something
Okay,
like that.
throw that out the
Don't matter.
fuck.
I don't
It
think
matter.
that should be the thing, but I do think that, like, how do you? It's tough because I get what you guys are saying, and it's very black and white. Where you beat a team, you should be in.
Beat them handily too
But
in
you
their
also
house.
then you beat Alabama beats Georgia, an undefeated Georgia, who's a number 2 in the country. They beat like a Tennessee. They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. These are all top 15 teams in the country. Where Texas only beat that Alabama. They didn't beat anybody
The
else.
SEC
Then they should have
too.
beat Texas.
I know, I get it. That's why it's tough, though. I think it's not so clear cut dry when they have 4 wins on their resume. They have 1. Who is
Kansas-
Texas beaten?
Kansas State.
State's a good win.
Kansas State's a very good win.
How many losses do they have now?
Kansas State,
Maybe
Missouri, Oklahoma State, and on Texas 3. They're still a very good team.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but that's it's like
it's tough too because
they lost to Oklahoma.
Yes,
who-
Well, let me ask you this: how many
SEC.
fucking SEC teams are still ranked 24, 25 with 3 total?
Well, that's what I was
losses?
going to say. The SEC, like,
How many
wins
losses
over like
does
Tennessee,
Tennessee
and them
have?
are not like that great.
What's Tennessee's record?
Mizzou has been Mizzou's good.
I know, but what's fucking Tennessee's record?
They've lost
3?
They, and honestly, I'll give credit.
But they'll be
I'll give
out.
credit. He's a good college ball. Like Bud Elliott, he said this.
Oh, he's a friend.
Like they are. The SEC is so lucky that Mizzou was good this year.
Yeah.
'Cause they'd have fucking nobody.
Yeah.
He
Bud is
tweeted,
a-
I'll give him
Ole Miss-
credit.
Ole Miss
That is so
was-
true.
Ole Miss was top 10.
But they are a fucking. They're a fraud. They lost by 50.
Georgia's really good.
But I'm saying they haven't beat like anybody by 50 this year. Mizzou played a good game against them.
Oh, yeah,
I mean they're like 2-7 against the spread or something.
I'm just
like
saying.
Like Ole Miss is at the top of the rank. Do you think Ole Miss is like elite?
that. No, they stink. I think they proved
don't
it. They stink
they don't stink.
compared to. They're
not great.
They're not a top.
That's
10
what
team.
you look. You start looking at these
They're
SEC
top 20
teams.
though,
It's
I
like,
They're maybe top, they're like top. Like yeah, okay, yeah.
Still a
I'll say
good
like
team,
20.
though. Like I get it.
Maybe top
I
20.
get what you guys are saying, but you don't like. But you also know I'm right. They'll put Alabama in over them.
I don't know. I think it's. I think they'll.
think it
I
would just
think,
be
I
SEC
think. I
winner
think.
in
I
there?
think they'll want to.
There's uproar for
But
the
it
system.
just
dude.
sets. It
Uproar.
would set such a horrible precedent.
I think they'll get to a point where both of them will get in.
I think that's what they're really hoping for, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Why not though? Who?
They need Florida State to lose badly. It's pretty
Florida
much. what they
State goes
would
undefeated, right?
need. Yeah, they're in.
Okay, they're in.
Big Ten
Big
winners.
Ten-
Big Ten winner.
In.
Okay. Now,
The
I
wrinkle
think
I'm saying
Alabama. I think Alabama, and if
You know,
both of them, if
they
Alabama
want-
and Texas win their outright,
you got.
they get over the Pac-12.
No, that's
says
what I was going to say. What they want is
What?
they're gonna what they truly want is Oregon to win, and then they're gonna fuck Oregon.
Yeah, but that's
what's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
happen.
What's a scenario that gets? Alabama
Oh, this is where it gets. It's just another variation of it.
Washington
runs
running
undefeated
Washington.
because now there's
Be
no
undefeated.
question. See, in the scenario where Oregon wins, Texas wins, and Alabama wins, it's three
Oregon,
like
yeah.
not perfect bodies. This one, you have 3 perfect bodies, and you're deciding what to do with the 4th. That's
Texas,
my point.
I just think that Texas could also drop the Big 12 championship, but still, I get it.
Yeah.
That's
They
just-
could. They
Although
could.
to who though?
Breaking news:
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh has announced that Michigan should be America's team.
love that.
This guy's psycho.
No, I love that. This Michigan shit's so funny.
It's
dude.
it's
I don't understand how you can commit a crime and then be the victim.
It's so crazy. They're
That's
acting like it's like it's
That's
us against the world. No, you cheated.
No, that's
You're a
awesome.
cheater.
I have a question for you guys.
It's shocking.
Do you think that this Michigan? This is why. By the way, this is why I want Michigan to like do well and everything. Do you think that this will be the most watched college football? Do you think that has potential to be the most watched college football game of all time?
No, I was gonna say that's what I said. I want them to beat Penn State. That Ohio State Michigan could be like the biggest regular season game in the history of college football.
Do you think it could be bigger than the national championship though this year, viewers wise?
It could be.
If Michigan is in it, and
Considering everything they're saying, oh, like Day was like a whistleblower, everything that goes in the rivalry, everything. It's one of the biggest games ever. Like, it's just huge. Like the stakes are so
national
massive.
championship will still be more watched.
You know who's going to be back in
Is
this?
that what the question was?
Let's go Florida State versus
The
Georgia.
game, but I'm saying the game is going to be
That excited
so
about that?
I feel
big.
like casual people.
And it's literally for like the winner. The winner is going to be probably #1 seed.
Oh yeah, I get
Losers
it. It's
like
gonna be
the
giant.
season's
It's
over.
Dead.
It's almost crazy that it's a conversation. That's why I'm saying you're right.
It's the game is it's that like it means so much.
This
in
is
so
the best
many
college
levels.
football story I've ever heard.
Like and that's why with Dave, I'm like God, like there's
so
no more
stupid,
shit to
but it's
talk.
amazing.
It's so, and I also love that Connor Stallions have usually people when this happens, they get fired, they start talking. He loves Michigan so much, no one's even seen him on the street. How has no one seen a video? How have we not seen a video of Connor Stallions anywhere? They have him in a Michigan bunker somewhere, being like, just stay here till we're done. Stay here.
I feel bad doing this if I get a bunch of off the record stuff.
Okay, we'll do off the record stuff.
I also talked to Dykes this week. Got some.
Well, tell me after the show if you don't.
I can't. I wouldn't do that to him, but
I
I'll
would
tell
have
you
expected
after.
him to be here this morning. Like I figured Dave hired him.
It was like it's like when someone like the
Dave
plane-
hired him and put him away.
that plane lady.
Sit in the sun.
She fucking goes nuts. She starts getting publicity. She goes on podcasts, whatever. Like that's what I thought Connor Stallions would be somewhere.
That's it. It made me more mad how like loyal the guy he was. Because I was like, now he's gonna be the martyr. Now we're gonna pretend like Harbaugh didn't know anything about this because he's not gonna rat.
Veteran.
You know, good for him. Because now Harbaugh's gonna like they have no evidence that Harbaugh knew
It's awesome.
because
Honestly, though,
he's not gonna speak.
it's awesome.
But I
give him credit for that.
Now,
I
are
guess,
you
but-
going to be a little scared of both of you? Not scared. Ohio State wins, and they're like, "Well, we didn't have Harbaugh." Like, there's
Oh, no,
always
you
have an
can't-
but you guys,
can't
you
say
both have
After that crying
but you both
episode?
have an excuse. You
But
both do.
see,
like you stole our science. Well, we didn't have our
but
coach.
through
Like,
this
that's
whole
why
time,
it's the best.
The one thing I've been very like I've made it no excuses with signs and losing to them. None.
Yeah,
not made it-
you.
I will not make
You're
that
the only. You're good for you.
I will
but
not make that excuse.
a lot of
They-
people
They
are.
beat us. Whatever
I
would
would.
happened.
We were not good.
They beat us. Our defense was not there.
And if you lose this year, 3 in a row is where it's like, okay, now we're starting to get to the owned territory.
Three's a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
It's not good.
Also, in
And
my opinion,
5.
I think Harbaugh's gone after this year, regardless.
Really?
I think he's going to the end. I think he's going to coach the Bears.
Really?
I really do. I think he's gone.
I don't think he can.
I think he wants to go to the NFL.
He doesn't want to deal with all
I think he doesn't want to deal with this bullshit. I think whether they win, lose, no matter what happens, I think he's out.
But I don't. You're going from coaching college kids, which you can manipulate, to grown men.
He's
I
been
feel
an
like-
NFL coach.
He's
has
been a
been,
damn
but I
good
think
one
he's
too.
successful.
He's gone back to like the glasses and the khaki pants and everything. Like he's gone this persona of like old college ball, where that persona is not going to work in an NFL locker room.
I just think that like it's his classic.
You might
like,
want to.
I think it's the classic good college coach.
Why,
Like when
though?
once
That's the thing I
once-
always ask. Why? Why would you?
I think he wants to win a Super Bowl. Like I think he has. I think
Yeah.
it's true NFL aspirations, dream aspirations. He was he was a play away from winning one.
See, I get that as an NFL coach. Like you, on your side, the college coaches that are amazing in college, why they want to make the jump, I'll never understand. Because like you can own a town.
Well, that was like Krzyzewski. He was being floated to go to the Lakers, and like I see the side of it. It's like Kobe, Shaq. Like I don't even know if Shaq was with them at the time. He probably wasn't. Actually, he wasn't for. Maybe he was at the end. I think it was the summer of 04, 05. But it's like why? Like why?
Yeah, but how much has the game
mean,
of
why, though?
coaching?
What do you mean, why?
Because you're opening a door. Like, does he think he'll be successful with
He
the
said they'll
Lakers?
fire you.
Yes. Like, but you're opening a possibility of things going wrong.
But think
just stay where you're an icon.
Yeah, but think also quality of life. Like things are a lot different than when he was at Stanford and Michigan, definitely at Stanford. Between NIL and recruiting, maybe he's just like burned out by it. Maybe he has to deal with grown men.
It's going to be what
But
Pete
that's
Carroll
the
did.
side where he was in the NFL and he got close.
Yeah.
He tasted that. So I understand. I can see him wanting to go back. But the guys that are like longtime college coaches
Oh, yeah.
that then are like, oh, I think I can do well in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid.
I'd love to have with the Jets.
No, like for example, like I think the perfect example is
Did you have it with Lou Holtz?
No, I can't take that.
We also
That
didn't
would kill me.
talk about, by the way,
The Michigan head coach is
Salah
sure.
the Salah timeout at the end of the game. I don't care. You have to make
Oh.
before that play. You need
he should have before the
should
first
have known
one.
where
Like
the ref
45
is.
seconds left, he should have taken it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying not that one, the one before, he should have taken it.
Yeah, either one.
The most valuable asset in that moment was time, and he let like 30 seconds waste basically.
But still, and he's like, "Oh, he should have been on where that ref is, no matter what."
Right.
That's not the ref's job is not to find the coach. The coach's job is to find the ref, no matter
Yeah.
what. And I think that was horrible. And also, ever since that beard, get it off him. That beard's too.
Look, Carlos Boozer drawn on esque.
It's
Oh,
too.
it's
so-
weird.
no-
My guy cuts his beard.
No, I believe that it's real, but it almost so like dark compared to like his. And I guess you don't see his
I got a
hair.
guy.
I would like it.
Curtis will hook you up.
No, he had it. No, the line was very nice. The line.
the
line was sharp.
I would like.
Curtis,
That.
he does the hot towel, the cold towel. He lays you back, does it
Really?
underneath. Oh yeah.
If you're named Curtis, you know how
Maybe we
to.
could have a date.
Yeah, you
I'd like a
should.
date.
Yeah, come on out.
All right.
Robert Saleh, 15 and 28,
nice.
by the way.
Yeah.
At some point, you are what you are.
So we got a lot playing out in the NFL. We got a lot playing out in college. Feast week right around the corner. There's been some crazy upsets already in the year. Vanderbilt lost. This
St.
one,
Mary's lost last night.
St. Mary's lost last night. I didn't expect that. I only have one college. I have two college futures in. One, I'm sure you can assume, in Tuscaloosa. The other one is St. Mary's, 40-1.
Yeah.
I still think they can be very good, but yeah, that's
Might as well cash out and do the better odds now.
a wild loss.
I'm buying in on Bryant.
Yeah. Your guy's gone. Your guy has resigned.
Martelli.
Is Duke done?
No, they're gonna. Arizona's great, but
Fine.
I'm gonna bet everything in my bank account on Tuesday, tomorrow.
You don't even know what the spread is yet.
It's gonna be like 2.5, 3.
Were they playing?
Michigan State. They're gonna fucking blow them out.
Michigan State
I
off.
said that about Arizona though too.
Do you
No,
know
I
that
knew
Michigan
that.
Yeah,
State
he
is
did.
shooting
And I lost
6%
money 'cause
In
of
my
it.
heart of hearts, I was
absolutely right,
nervous.
Ev.
Yeah.
In my heart of hearts, I was nervous about.
Then why did you tell me to bet that game?
It was Friday. I was excited.
Duke don't
You
listen.
already told me. He's like, you
Duke's
got.
obviously very good.
He's
But
like, you got to bet with me on Tuesday.
Oh, if he doesn't, though, I will. We're not friends.
Davidson.
If they lose, I'm done
if-
with you.
Right. So if Duke does not cover on Tuesday, I'll bet with you. Then I don't want to hear you say one more word to me about Duke.
If they lose,
If they lose, if they win, then that's fine.
yeah. Well, it's not fine. It's amazing, but yeah.
Yeah, Champions Classic.
I had like a quick moment. I forgot Caleb Love was on Arizona when the game started. I was like, God, this team, Arizona's team is pretty.
He sucked
stacked.
too. He didn't play well.
I love Caleb Love. He
I
was so good in that tournament run.
St. John's better fucking win tonight more than you guys.
you know what
play?
the spread for Purdue Xavier is tonight?
Yeah, 17.5. You have to
Great.
take Xavier blind.
Was that
Oh,
Michigan
no.
tonight?
You don't think so?
Nah.
Think that's telling you something? Yeah, it's at the Garden. Fanta was getting off the subway, fucking fighting people up the elevator, the escalator. He's already doing his
Early. He's
videos.
getting there.
What?
Getting there early.
Scout it out. He's got to
He's
talk to
a, he-
people.
He's a professional.
He is a professional.
Bro.
See where the shot clock is.
All right,
Oh, speaking of fucking.
Rico. Remember me and we had Fanta before he came cool.
Yeah. Fanta's
I was giving us a compliment. Why whenever I give
it's
you this is
processing.
why I don't give you compliments.
Processing.
You know what it was? I don't think.
Processing face kills
You
me.
want to know what it really was?
What?
I don't think he liked that you said Fanta and we.
Yeah, that's true.
Fanta's his guy.
And that was a we.
You texted him?
I've got bullseye on that one.
You know what? That's how insane you are.
Ev can speak Bosco.
You're insane.
I got
That was quick.
a question
pickup.
for Stallions for you guys really quick.
Rico, I mean, Big Ev does speak Bosco.
Yeah, fluently.
Sorry, Dukes. Go.
No. I wanted to ask this about Stallions. Do you think that Stallions getting fired was in his manifesto?
No.
I made that joke when he got fired.
No, he probably
Yeah.
thought he was going to be president. Of
Like I thought that
Michigan.
I want to know if there's like a contingency.
You want to know where
plan
his
if
next?
I'm
You
called.
want to know where his next job is most likely? Sitting in that fucking chair, the empty one. He's gonna be here for sure
I'm still.
if he wants to be.
I'm shocked that he's not.
If he wants to be.
So, yeah, million games going on. Balls bouncing, balls flying. It's It really is a good time.
Broncos,
we got big
Broncos,
game
in the,
tonight.
Broncos in the under tonight.
Oh yeah. Shit. Well, we went long. We had a long discussion, so we'll post the picks. I need the Bills for Survivor.
3 minute.
That's
I got Broncos with the touchdown and the under.
Anybody love anything?
Josh Allen anytime touchdown plus 105.
We'll pick a first touchdown tonight, and I'll tweet it out.
Hopefully it's the Bills.
Broncos +7. St. Joe's University -2.5 at home against Michigan.
Season still on the quest for the perfect season.